my dad does floors.
From hardwood and luxury vinyl plank to tile and carpet, we handle selection, layout, and professional installation.
And because we also remodel homes, we know how flooring works with everything else. Transitions, finishes, and long-term durability.
When you hire Adair, you're getting experience you can stand on and people who will be here for decades to come.
Call my dad. Bye-bye.
Adair Floors and Remodeling. Built on flooring, trusted for remodels. 3 generations, 1 standard. Call us at 414-761-3660 for your free flooring estimate.
So if you're looking to install a new glass shower door, you're going to want to see selection. The more you see, the better choice you can make. And that's why our store is loaded with 20 different glass shower door options. And what sets Les's Glass apart is that you're going to have somebody close by for help who's been here for years and years to ask them questions and get reliable answers. Now, no one's going to be hounding you, but when you need an answer, you're not going to have to search around. One thing you can count on at Les's Glass is that there will always be a member of our staff here with decades of experience. And that matters, because how many times have you been at the big box home improvement store, walking around trying to find someone who can actually answer your questions? This is Stacy Sinks. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 12 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Thursday, February 26th. Your top story, a confrontation leads to a state lawmaker being charged with disorderly conduct.
I'm Jessica Tighe. The Clintons are finally testifying about the Epstein files.
Partly cloudy today, a high of 41 degrees. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 31. Back into the mid to upper 50s to round out your work week. It's 33 and mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:01. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, a Wisconsin state representative from Milwaukee charged with disorderly conduct after an alleged confrontation with another Democratic member of the Assembly.
Police allege Ortiz Velez made indecent comments after another legislator did not include her in the drafting of a resolution honoring Latino veterans. According to Capitol Police, Ortiz Velez said, quote, "I'm going to contact the press and tell them the other legislator is engaging in inappropriate personal actions. Prosecutors say this is beyond political rhetoric." In September, Ortiz Velez allegedly made a comment about shooting 3 members of the Assembly she's had personal disagreements with. My calls to her office went unreturned. John Mercure, WTMJ News.
A state Senate Special Oversight Committee is looking into the Wisconsin Department of Justice and its use of special prosecutors.
Hours of testimony from Attorney General Josh Kaul centered on the DOJ's use of legal fellows from New York University. Republicans claim those attorneys have an agenda and influence the department's decisions on environmental cases. State Senator Mary Felskowski.
And this committee is going to review testimony, and we're going to look at what should we change statutorily, if we need to change anything.
Kaul says his office did nothing wrong, and the fellows allowed the DOJ to do more work.
I think it is clear from what we have seen so far that that report is going to be partisan, slanted, and cannot be taken seriously.
Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton being deposed today by House investigators about her and her husband's associations with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
As he kicked off 2 days of depositions, Republican Committee Chair James Comer made it clear.
We're not accusing Hillary Clinton of wrongdoing.
In a fiery opening statement, which she publicly released, the former Secretary of State said she'd never met Jeffrey Epstein, and she insisted she has no information to offer on his or Ghislaine Maxwell's crimes. Top Oversight Committee Democrat Robert Garcia says he wants a nonpartisan investigation.
And that's going to include ensuring that President Trump comes before our committee.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Former President Bill Clinton will testify tomorrow. The recorded interviews are taking place in New York.
A traffic stop leads to a drug bust in St. Francis. Happened early Wednesday. Officers found nearly a pound of marijuana, a digital scale, and baggies during a vehicle search. Police say the passenger admitted to being a drug dealer. He was taken into custody. A second passenger was also arrested for an outstanding warrant.
The body of the late Reverend Jesse Jackson is lying in repose at the headquarters of Rainbow Push in Chicago, drawing a large crowd.
The Reverend Jackson's son, Jesse Jackson Jr., and the Reverend Al Sharpton joined a large crowd lined up at Rainbow Push headquarters on the south side.
All of the people who are expressing themselves are showing their gratitude for the life that he lived.
He raised a generation of us.
Katanya Wooten, who lives nearby, recalled Jackson visiting her high school in the 70s.
And when he was saying, "I'm somebody," that really resonated with me all my life.
I am somebody.
Mike Krauser for CBS News, Chicago.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. Everything in the red here today. The Dow is off about 240 points at 49,241. NASDAQ way off today, down 442 points at 22,710. And the S&P down about 80 at 6866. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:04.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life.
At Access Legal, we stand up for people worn down by work.
Workers' comp is our sole focus, and our team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation.
Search AXIS Legal today.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
We demand a lot of our shoulders and hands, our hips and knees, our backs and feet. They do life's heavy lifting, so we owe them the greatest attention in return. The Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network provides expert orthopedic and spine care to help you move, lift, turn, and reach with the most possible ease. Whether you have a sports-related injury or a nagging condition that just won't go away, excellence should always be an option. So we make our care available in nearby locations and offer same-day ortho and spine appointments when relief can't wait. It's how to recover quicker, prevent small concerns from becoming big ones, and solve complex issues with the expertise you can only get with academic medicine. We're given just one body, so let's tend to it, check in on it. Let's give it the greatest of care, because when it's tuned up and injury-free, we can always be pushing ahead. To learn more about our nationally recognized orthopedic and spine care, visit Froedtert.com/ortho.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Brewers take on the Rangers this afternoon in Cactus League action in Arizona. Our next broadcast scheduled for Friday at 2 o'clock. Brewers second baseman Bryce Terang with a grand slam in Wednesday's 13-12 win over the Giants.
I've been coming into spring training basically ready to go, except for like the live at-bats, which you get here. So once you get them every day and you start getting used to it again, and I've been feeling good. Seeing the ball well, just been working hard in the cage to get the swing right. And
Terang will leave camp in a few days to join Team USA for the World Baseball Classic. On-field testing underway at the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis. That's where Packers GM Brian Gutekunst is hanging out. NFL free agency and the league year begin March 11th.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. We do have a number of issues being highlighted on the big board with DOT, but most are disabled vehicles. In fact, all of them are right now, with the exception of one. We do have one issue in the Tosa area. 4145 South at Watertown Plank Road East. That is a very busy spot. The left lane is blocked right now due to repairs. We've got to get the crews out there and fix up the roads. And after that happens, it will no longer be blocked. But right now, 4145 South at Watertown Plank Road East, left lane is blocked.
A little warmer today than it was yesterday. 41 the high. You're just probably not going to see as much sun as we did a day ago. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 31. Sunny, breezy, and mild on Friday with a high of 58. Back to normal on Saturday with a high of 32. Sunday's high just 26. 33 and mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:08.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
We are here. It is Thursday, Wisconsin's Midday News till 3 o'clock. Very busy day here and a little bit of a warm-up. It goes back to earth, I suppose you want to say, back to normal here once we get into the weekend. But no snow or anything in the forecast here the next several days. And a little bit of warmth here on a Friday. We'll take that when we get to it.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
The Vice President of the United States is in Wisconsin right now.
It's so great to be back in Wisconsin. Am I saying it right? Wisconsin. All right. I got a thumbs up from a couple of these congressmen, so I must be doing it okay.
J.D. Vance is wrapping up his visit to Point Precision Manufacturing Facility in Plover. Point Precision makes highly specialized parts. Their components are used in products like aircraft engines, medical devices, and power systems.
I've been learning a little bit about this facility just because I knew I was going to come here today. 165 great Wisconsin employees making great American products at a good wage. This is a place that rewards dignified work, and this is a place that makes America and the whole community richer, so you guys should be proud of yourselves.
VP Vance spoke to the workers at Point Precision, touting the Trump administration's accomplishments. The visit comes less than 48 hours after the president's State of the Union address. Plover is a suburb of Stevens Point. It's Republican Derek Van Orden's district, and that is a district Democrats are hoping to win back this election season. They held it for 26 years before Van Orden won. 26 years. Bottom line, Wisconsin is a battleground state, and the 3rd Congressional District is fiercely contested territory right now. So it is no surprise the vice president is here before the midterm elections. The White House is trying to protect the Republican slim majority in the House of Representatives.
Yeah, I don't think J.D. Vance is in Wisconsin if that district isn't considered flippable. It's considered flippable, and that's part of the reason why he is here. Health officials in and around Denver faced with the monumental task of tracking down everyone, and I mean everyone, who came into contact with a measles-positive patient at the airport.
As many as 250,000 travelers pass through DIA on any given day, making contact tracing on a single measles patient incredibly difficult. Instead, Colorado health officials are urging parents to check their children's vaccination records and their own to ensure that they're current on MMR vaccines.
ABC's Jim Ryan. So think about this. An unidentified person arrives at the Denver International Airport, one of the busiest airports in the nation. This happened on Saturday, potentially coming into contact with hundreds of travelers before attending a church service in the suburb of Littleton on Sunday, then returning to the airport and flying home. So you've got these areas of the airport at DIA, specifically Concourse A between gates A83 and A76, and then this little Catholic church in Littleton. And folks are asking individuals to monitor for symptoms. And this started on, a couple of days ago, and 3 weeks or so, you could have symptoms flying around. So measles very, very quick to, spread around if you're not vaccinated. So it's one of those things they're following. But think about that, trying to contact trace everybody at an airport.
Well, it reminds me a little bit about what happened right here in Milwaukee with the person who was flying into Mitchell International Airport. A NASA safety panel is raising serious concerns today about the planned Artemis 3 moon landing set for 2028. Listen to this.
The independent NASA safety panel says, as planned today, the Artemis 3 moon landing mission is high risk. It also says the mission cannot be accomplished with appropriate margins of safety. The Aerospace Safety Advisory Panel says there are too many firsts being attempted in what would be the first landing on the moon since Apollo 11 in 1969. The panel says it hasn't seen a comprehensive plan to address the related risks. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
NASA moved its giant moon rocket back to the hangar for repairs yesterday after a fueling issue that's delayed the Artemis 2 launch, originally set for next Friday.
12:12 on WTMJ. Coming up next, Connecting Farms to Families, an interesting program doing just that, and the Hunger Task Force of Milwaukee is behind it. We'll explain after this.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Hey, almost time to get our bowling on here. WTMJ throwing strikes for a cause. We'd like you to be there with us. Bowling for Babies, presented by Gruber Law Offices, Saturday, March the 7th. Get your team together and join us at Village Bowl in Menominee Falls. We're raising money for the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. Put together a team of 4. Hit the lanes with us. Registration, $170 per team of 4. If you want in, it's going to be a great time. Text the word baby to the WTMJ Talk and Text line. That's 855-616-1620. Can sign up. It's Bowling for Babies. We'd love to see you there, raising money for a great cause and helping families in need.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered, Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
Abby with Abby Windows here. I installed windows for a lady who was going to go with a cheaper bid than mine and didn't quite understand why I would only install her windows the right way. It was a 1990s home with metal-clad wood windows. She was very grateful she went with us when we found all the windows and knee walls were rotted so badly the 2x6s were crumbling in my hands. She never would have known if she would have let the other guy pocket fit those windows. If you want a customized install for your home and you want it done the right way, give Abby Windows a call today. And if somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl.
41 degrees the high today. Probably more of a cloudy day than a sunny day, but temperatures pretty comfortable. Overnight low in the upper 20s. Tomorrow's high 58 degrees, sunny, windy, and mild. We plummet back to earth here on Saturday with a high of just 36. Sunday's high about 32. It's 33, mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:15. Wisconsin's Midday News on a Thursday. Greg and Jessica with you until 3 o'clock, and happy to be joined in studio by Matt King, the CEO of the Hunger Task Force, joining us. Hey, Matt.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you here. So many interesting things happening with the Hunger Task Force, but specifically something new, and it's just been launched here. It's the Connecting Farms to Families program operating in the state of Wisconsin. I'd like you to break this down for us. What does it actually do? What does this program entail?
Yeah, so the Connecting Farms to Families program connects local small to mid-sized producers, and whether that's cheesemakers, dairy farmers, fruit and vegetable growers, ranchers, to local food assistance organizations throughout the state. Kind of a win-win for both our local producers, small businesses, and then also providing food assistance organizations with the critical help and resources that they need.
Hunger Task Force is so critical in our area. You guys help in more ways than people even realize, and it all stays local. What inspired you to launch this program?
We have a heritage, just like all of us in Wisconsin, of really being connected to our farmers and producers, and they've always been a big part of what we do. And we've seen the struggles of small businesses across the state in the agricultural space, and have really made it a unique part of our mission to support them wherever possible. And so we were able to work with the state legislature in a bipartisan fashion to get this program approved, and then we're leveraging private dollars from the community to amplify the impact.
So how is the food used? When I think about a place like the Hunger Task Force, or really any food drive, typically they're asking for people to donate things that are shelf-stable, that can be around for a long time. In partnering with farms, my mind goes to things that may not have that same level of length when it comes to being on the shelf. So what do you do with those products?
Yeah, so that is one of the big challenges for food assistance organizations, both in Wisconsin and around the country, is access to those high-quality, perishable goods. And so oftentimes the canned goods are plentiful, but then some of the fresh fruits and vegetables, the milk, the cheese, the meats. Those are harder to come by. And so that's what this program is specifically focused on, is high quality Wisconsin grown products, and connecting those farmers and producers to local markets. And so it's a food assistance program, yes, but it's also a small business stimulus. And so when we're talking about small to mid-sized producers, what we're talking about is, on the small side, businesses that have gross income of $350,000 or less, or on the mid-size farm side, $1 million or less. And so by the time they net out, they're just trying to sustain their business in a lot of cases. And so this program really focuses exclusively on those businesses to help sustain them and bring some of that sustainability to the small producers throughout our state.
I know this program, Connecting Farms to Families, just launched, so it's very new, but can you talk a little bit about talking to some of these families who benefit from the fresh food? Because I think we can all say we understand how much better that fresh food is. And honestly, I think when you're preparing that fresh food too, it just feels different. And I think that's important for families in our area.
Well, families are struggling with the increased cost of living. So whether we're talking about rent, and average rent over the last 5 years has gone up 35%, or whether we're talking about the increased costs of groceries, which have gone up 25% over that same period of time, or increased costs of energy. And Wisconsin is one of the highest increases in the country in terms of energy costs increasing over the last year. So there's a lot of pressures on families. And so the ability to eat healthy and to have the choice at the store to choose the healthy foods, which are more expensive, is a luxury that has put a lot of stress on really all of us. But in particular for low-income families, to have the dignity of healthy food is something that we really focus on.
Can you do this 12 months out of the year, or is there a period of time where you just, hey, the stuff isn't growing, right? Yeah, corn is not growing, potatoes aren't growing yet. Like everything's got a season here. Winter's kind of a derailer of many things in the state of Wisconsin. So how do you work around that?
Yeah, it's a good point. So right now the focus is on meats, and so we have pork, beef, poultry, and so it's really protein as well as dairy heavy this time of year. And then as we pivot into the spring and summer months, that's when really the fruit and vegetable production is taking off. And so we'll be able to focus more substantially on that during the Wisconsin growing season.
When I think about fresh food, I also think about a program of yours at Hunger Task Force that you've had for a while, the Hunger Task Force Farm. For people who aren't familiar, tell us about that, because this is a great resource. It's out in Franklin. I think, more than 200 acres?
Yeah, so Hunger Task Force operates our own farm as well, and so this the farmer is really part of our identity as well, and it has been a creative solution to that challenge of accessing fresh fruits and vegetables. It is our largest source of fresh fruits and vegetables, and so it is a unique nexus for us between something that we operate directly, but then being able to work with other farmers around the state as well.
How do you know how much to get, right? If you're working with potato growers, corn growers, poultry, anything really, how do you know what your supply is asking?
Yeah, so there's a lot of coordination that happens between the food assistance organizations around the state and then a group called the Wisconsin Food Hub Cooperative. And so this is a farmer-owned and farmer-run cooperative that has producers in all parts of the state. And so they're a big partner in this at the table, helping with the planning, helping with the aggregation, and even helping with the transportation of all these foods throughout the state.
By the way, I didn't know about this, but I'm checking it out right now because I've known about the farm for a long time, but you can adopt a crop? What's that all about?
Yeah, so there's a lot of ways for the community to get involved, whether they want to volunteer with Hunger Task Force or at their local food assistance organization in their neighborhood or community. But then they can also help to amplify these efforts by making a donation. I mentioned that some of these funds are provided through the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture and through a state initiative, but then we're amplifying the impact of the program by leveraging private community dollars as well. So if people want to support this and really support local producers throughout the state, they can.
What is your network of transportation like? Because, I've referenced potatoes a few times. It's a big deal in central Wisconsin, right? So does the Hunger Task Force work with those local farmers and potato growers to get those crops down here and distributed to the local food banks or nations?
Yeah, it's fairly complex, and there's a real intentional effort to connect those local producers to the organizations close to them so that we can really maximize that efficiency of having markets locally for them so that we don't have to spend a lot of resources on transporting things all over the place. But yes, then there are also sub-hubs around the state, and so there's regional hubs that are taking in these products and then redistributing them out across the state to different food assistance organizations directly.
We're talking with Matt King, the new CEO of Hunger Task Force. Matt, this is a newer chapter for you. I remember talking with Sherry Tussler for so many years and years and years. But Hunger Task Force is not new for you. But I'm just curious, in your leadership role, as you look back, what story from this work has most moved you personally?
Well, the stories that we hear from the families we serve are the stories of working families who are just struggling to make ends meet. And we've all felt the pressure of increased costs of living. And we know that wages have not kept up with these dramatic increases that we've seen. And so whether it's a senior who is trying to navigate healthy food while also affording their medication on a fixed income, or whether it's parents who are skipping meals themselves so that they can ensure that their kids are fed first, these folks are just looking for a little bit of help to get through. And so I'm just really humbled to be here in Wisconsin, where people really take helping their neighbor seriously.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty humbling for me.
Well, thank you for all the work you do. This program is amazing, connecting farms to families. It's one of the many great things the Hunger Task Force does in the state of Wisconsin each and every year. Matt King, CEO of the Hunger Task Force. We appreciate your work, and thank you for shedding some light on how you do it.
Thanks for helping to tell the story.
Thanks, Matt.
Good stuff, Matt. It's 12:25 news coming up in just a few.
A Friday Lenten fish fry is a delicious family tradition. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I urge you to take your family to the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford for the all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry and just $8.99. You're going to pay double that at other restaurants, and you don't need to. Kids menu starts at $3.99, and they can safely play in the world-class game room quietly set away from the dining area. I made so many memories with my kids in that great game room. Desserts or buy one, get one free. Don't cook and clean today. Enjoy the all-you-can-eat Friday Lent fish fry at just $8.99. The Saturday all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet is under $10 from 8 till noon, $10. The Mine Shaft restaurant in beautiful downtown Hartford, so walkable, and in Oshkosh, easy, near the EAA. Lots of seating, close parking. Google the Mine Shaft, call and reserve your Wednesday and Friday all-you-can-eat haddock Lenten fish fry, $8.99. No restaurant inflation at the Mine Shaft, serving from 10:30 a.m. Dine early.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert with my son David, president of Accunet. David, we're pre-approving a lot of home shoppers this time of year. Why should someone choose Accunet for their pre-approval?
Dad, getting pre-approved with just any lender is like showing up to a first date in sweatpants. Sure, you're there, but are you really ready to impress? Our rock-solid pre-approval is like showing up in your best outfit with reservations already made. We also have an excellent reputation among real estate agents, so having Accunet's name on your pre-approval can make the difference.
What else?
In addition to clearly stating we verified your credit, income, and down payment, we'll also run the specific home you're looking to buy through our underwriting software to see if we can approve your loan without an appraisal, which sellers and their agents absolutely love. Bottom line, we do everything possible to help you win.
Thanks, David. Don't settle for anything less. Get started with your rock-solid pre-approval by clicking on the blue button today at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
And now about your house. It's where you live, but do you also live in your yard? My friends at Outdoor Living Unlimited help people extend their home, living beyond the wall. Your imagination may be somewhat limited, so let's call on Eric Brown, president of Outdoor Living Unlimited, to expand upon it.
I'm confident that 90% of the listeners can look outside their home and dream of a better, nicer, way more outstanding backyard. If you're one of the many, you'll need to call Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited's expert team can design a beautiful, functional, usable backyard space. Then our team can build it. You dream it, we build it. New deck, outdoor kitchen, pavers, retaining walls, screen room. How about a must-see automated pergola that doubles as a screen room? Picture this, a pergola that allows the sunlight through the slats, but with the press of a button, those slats close and now you have protection. Another press of the button and the screens roll down. There's your screen room. The ideas are endless. We recently built a brand new deck with a screen room pergola on top and stairs that lead to a paver oasis complete with a fire pit and seat walls. Amazing. New deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, automated pergola. Let Outdoor Living Unlimited design and build the amazing backyard. Find us at OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
See all the cool things that Outdoor Living Unlimited can do for your yard on their Instagram page, or visit their unique outside-in showroom in Waukesha. And if you're looking outside of your home, dreaming of a more beautiful and functional, usable backyard, well, Outdoor Living Unlimited can design and build you an amazing showstopper of a deck, patio, complete with pergola and fire pit, just like they did for us. With expert care, Outdoor Living Unlimited installed a beautiful paver patio, complete with land and stone retaining wall, all sorts of space, room for a built-in kitchen, and complete with a gas fire pit. It's where we spend all of our time. Visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
It's 12:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Thursday, February 26th. Your top story: millions in bond set for allegedly killing his girlfriend.
I'm Jessica Tighe. Work on the Line 5 pipeline resumes.
Partly to mostly cloudy today, high 41. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 31. High 58 on Friday, mostly sunny, breezy, and mild.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The deposition for Hillary Clinton outside New York City in the House Oversight probe of Jeffrey Epstein was paused briefly today. It's since resumed after a photo leaked of her testifying. Here's ABC's Perry Russum.
We're hearing from an advisor to the Clintons who just walked out of the room and said the deposition was stopped. It was paused after it appears a picture was leaked from inside the room. We do know that there is a picture circulating online. It appears to show Hillary Clinton sitting at a square table alongside her lawyers and the lawmakers as well. So any picture being released from inside the room, that is against committee rules.
Clinton released her opening statement earlier saying she has not met Epstein. Former President Bill Clinton will be deposed tomorrow. The GOP chair says neither are accused of wrongdoing. The investigation into the deadly shootout off Cuba continues. Cuban officials say 10 heavily armed people on a Florida-registered speedboat began shooting at Cuban troops yesterday, who fired back, killing 4 and injuring 6 others. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Times, 12:31. Bond is set at $2 million for the man accused of murdering his girlfriend in Wisconsin and then leaving her body in Michigan. 29-year-old Robert Chilcote faces one felony charge of first-degree intentional homicide in the death of his girlfriend, 24-year-old Gabriela Cartagena of Marinette. Prosecutors allege that Cartagena went missing on February 4th after her mom received a phone call where she was hearing her daughter say, "Please don't shoot me." Chilcote was arrested the following day in Minnesota. Cartagena's remains were found a week later in Menominee County, Michigan.
A staffer at a Madison high school is on administrative leave this afternoon, accused of feeding dog food to a student. The parents of a nonverbal autistic student at Madison East say about 2 weeks ago, their son was given a can of wet dog food instead of the regular school lunch. The mother, Deborah Hawks, tells her partners at WISC-TV this could not have been an accident.
He looked like he ate a little bit of something, at least 3, 4, 5 bites.
The Madison Metropolitan School District says they're launching an internal investigation Madison police are also investigating.
Enbridge Energy enters a victory lap and another legal saga over the Line 5 pipeline between northwest Wisconsin and Ontario, Canada.
In Wisconsin, crews started clearing trees for construction that will reroute the aging oil pipeline around the Bad River Band of Lake Superior's reservation. This comes despite 2 new lawsuits as the tribe and environmental groups seek to shut down the pipeline altogether. The state of Michigan also wants to decommission it and has a lawsuit before the U.S. Supreme Court. The court heard oral arguments on Tuesday, and that case could decide how much power states have to regulate fossil fuels. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Research by UW-Madison confirms salt brine is a more useful tool to keep roads clear during winter weather. The study found salt brine helps with traction and is more safe for the environment compared to rock salt. Sauk County Highway Commissioner Pat Gavinsky.
Anti-ice or pre-wet brine system that's applied directly to the road. And what that does is put that salt right on the pavement itself. Again, it buys us a little more time to get out on the roadway. That salt material is there to keep the snow and ice from bonding to the road so that we can plow it off.
The DOT says all 72 counties use some amount of salt brine during winter weather.
Milwaukee's newest music venue is now open.
Landmark Credit Union Live seats 4,500. The venue officially opened in the Deer District with a community party Wednesday night.
I know Milwaukee's got a lot of great venues, but I hope this one puts us on the map for that mid-sized touring.
Concert attendee Jeff from Milwaukee tells WTMJ.
I'm a bigger guy, so I like the space and the seats. Yeah, I think it's a good addition to City Milwaukee live music scene.
The opening night featured performances from local acts, including Vinyl Department, DJ Lukewarm, the Steph Lippert Project, and Chicken Wire Empire. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News time is 12:34.
Do you have a spot that's too cold in the winter, but if you jack up the heat, the rest of the house is too warm? Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. Time to get Jeff and his team out to your house. Proper insulation from USA forms a thermal barrier that maintains warmth in the winter and coolness in the summer. Time to get in on thousands of dollars of government efficiency credits. Jeff and his team at USA Insulation find the grants, rebates, reductions, and they discount the cost of your project up front. Get started at usainsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus, it's beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
With Pella, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. And with a 10-year labor warranty, your windows and doors are worry-free for years to come. If something goes wrong, we're here to handle it because you work with the same team from start to finish.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 48 months.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Bucks' 4-game homestand continues Friday night against the Knicks. Doc Rivers' Bucks surging while Giannis continues to rehab a calf strain.
8 out of 10 is phenomenal with this group. With no Giannis, you take that all day.
Bucks are 1 game out of playoff position in the Eastern Conference playoff race with 25 games to play. Brewers continue Cactus League play this afternoon against the Rangers. Garrett Mitchell taking the day off after making his Cactus League debut on Wednesday.
It was more just getting out there and getting comfortable again, and I felt great. So I believe I'm playing on Friday again. So I think it's back to 5 innings and normal place.
Mitchell continues to work his way back following shoulder surgery. And on-field testing begins today at the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. We have a mess right now on 94 westbound around American Family Field. And it is not this time due to construction. Yes, construction is causing some slowdowns, but we have two issues outside of the construction. The first one, I-94 West at 175 North. The right shoulder is blocked because we have a car that's broken down. So people are slowing down around that. And keep in mind, it was already slow due to the construction. And not too far from that, I-94 West at the ramp from Hawley Road, the right shoulder is blocked due to an incident there. I just pulled up the cameras. I see an emergency responder at the scene. It's possible somebody is having a car issue. I see a driver in a car right in front of that emergency responder. It's also possible somebody just got pulled over. Bottom line is that is causing a bottleneck. So 94 westbound around American Family Field is a mess right now, specifically because of one car that's broken down before you get to the ballpark, and then because of this incident right after the ballpark. Heads up.
Partly to mostly cloudy today, high 41 degrees. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 31. Sunny, breezy, and mild on Friday with a high of 58. Could see a little snow on Saturday with a high of 32. Sunday's high just 26, cloudy and cold. 36 and partly sunny in Milwaukee at 12:38.
Get ready, Bucks fans. It's time for Bucks Insiders on Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe. Your courtside connection every Thursday at 12:35. Powered by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Bucks Insiders on a Thursday and an off day for the Milwaukee Bucks. Good time to check in with play-by-play broadcaster. It's Lisa Byington joining us on the line. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, guys. What a luxury it is to have this much time at home. It almost feels like a whole season at home after being on the road for all of January.
Yes, we're so glad you're enjoying it. We're enjoying this. The Bucks have now won 8 of their last 10 games without Giannis. Lisa, what's been different?
I just want you to say that again. Can you say that again, please?
They have won 8 of the last 10 games.
They've won 8 of the last 10. And then without Giannis, like I just love. I mean, obviously we won our 2-time MVP back. You know, don't mistake my words for that. But it's been amazing, right? It's been an amazing turnaround, and a lot of fun to call these games. Like the last 2 wins when they've come down to clutch time, and to see Kevin Porter Jr. and Ryan Rollins make the plays that they have it's just from our perspective been really fun to watch. What's changed? You know, I think, you know, right, like Ousmane Dieng has added some hope. Cam Thomas has added some scoring, but more so, I just think that everyone has learned how to play without Giannis a little bit better. And Kyle Kuzma in the post game last night, I think, said it well. He said we had become predictable, and now you're not really sure where the points are going to come from, right? And I think that's one of the major changes to this stretch where, could you say it again, please? 8 of the last 10 without Giannis?
Without Giannis. I'll say it as many times as you want, Lisa.
No, it's really at an important time of the season, right? It's post-All-Star break, and it's really a race to the finish here in playoff positioning and seeding. It's changing every day. You know, I've been around the NBA long enough, and I know you have too, Lisa, to know that the trade deadline, it can lead to some anxious moments, and if you're in it and you're quote-unquote buyers, it can be energizing. If you're selling off, it can be deflating. I don't know if Bucks fans, or maybe even the Bucks, knew if the additions they made, Cam Thomas, Ousmane Dieng, would be energizing because not a lot is known about these players. Why were they available? Why was Thomas released? And so forth. Well, it certainly appears to have been energizing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I saw that Cam Thomas was available as a free agent, I immediately thought, man, we should try to pick him up, you know, like regardless of at this point, you know, the reasons, whether he's been dealing with a hamstring. I think he's injured his same hamstring like 3 different times within the last couple of years. So I think that factored into things. But he's a bucket, and he certainly has filled a major void coming off the bench. You know, Bobby Portis really had been, when he was a bench player, had really been kind of the only person you could rely on for considerable and constant and reliable bench scoring. And this team is a much better team when its scoring has been diversified. And that means even coming off the bench. You know, just a couple of days ago, we had showed a graphic where if the Bucks are scoring 35 or more bench points, their winning percentages increased to about 60% winning percentage. So having a guy like that, like a Cam Thomas coming off the bench, has been huge. I don't think anyone really knew what Ousmane Dieng would bring. But essentially, you bring in a lottery pick. Let's not forget he was taken 11th by OKC back in the 2022 draft, a draft that also included Chet Holmgren and Paolo Banchero and those guys. So it was a really heavy draft. The Bucks got a lottery pick and a guy who got buried on the OKC roster. So everyone, I think even the league, wasn't really sure what Dieng is capable of. But again, he's a guy that's been coming off the bench and provides a spark. And then you add a Jericho Sims, who's been a great addition. Marcus Johnson has talked about him on the broadcast several times about how he's just expanded his skill set within an NBA season, which is an incredible story. So, I mean, I could go on and on, but there's a lot of great examples of hope that has been brought in the last few weeks to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Lisa, it wasn't that long ago that the Bucks just were not winning. They could not get the W's, and a lot of people were chalking the season up to a loss. At this point, and let me say it again now, you asked for it, now that the Bucks have won 8 of the last 10 games without Giannis, what does it look like moving forward? Do you think we're going to get into the tournament? I know we don't have a crystal ball, but what's the feeling about this end part here?
Well, it's also bunched up. And anytime you can pick off wins, I don't care that, 3 starters weren't playing for Cleveland last night. I mean, it's important to get a win. They're a top 3, a top 4 team in the East. So if you look at the standings, getting, the top 6 make the playoffs, and it's 7 through 10 who are in the play-in, right? The Bucks are right there for the play-in. And it's really, really bunched up between, 7 through 12 and 13. So that's very reasonable to get to a play-in spot. Getting to a top 6 spot, it feels so far away. But when you look at it, it really has been sitting at 5 or 6 games away from the Bucks. So if they can continue this run, a play-in spot, certainly is not out of question, and really 5 or 6 is up there as well, especially when you look at the schedule, and that's why this week is so important, because you have all these teams that are sitting ahead of the Bucks in the standings, where they can really make some hay by knocking some of these teams off.
Well, winning without Giannis is imperative to get back into the playoff race, but you must have Giannis to win in the playoffs should the Bucks get there. What are you seeing, Lisa? We've seen a little bit of Giannis on the floor doing some pregame warm-ups. We've seen that as part of your television coverage. You're around the team more than we are. What are you seeing from Giannis, and is it too early to point to a potential return?
No, I think when he was injured, I think some of the discussion was in March. I think that was a reasonable return. I don't have, a solid return date. But I will say, and sometimes he does warm up in front of everyone, and sometimes he does some of these 3-on-3, 4-on-4 workouts privately. He looks good. And Giannis being Giannis even wanted to play in the All-Star game, but their sports performance team quickly put a stop to that, because that doesn't make any sense right now. But they're just being conservative, and I think he's built himself back up, and he's healthy enough that. If they needed to win, if they were dying to win a basketball game tomorrow against the Knicks, they needed to have it. And it was like, the championship game with Giannis playing, sure, absolutely. But because he came back in December and then re-injured himself, everyone from the front office to our sports performance team is going to look at this, with a more critical eye and probably with a more conservative eye. So, whereas, Giannis looks great in some of these workouts, you're not just trying to get Giannis back to play in one game. You're trying to get Giannis back to finish the season. And if it's a play-in spot or a playoff spot, you want him to be able to compete with his teammates when it comes to the postseason.
Recently, I saw Giannis go over to the announcer area on the court. Looked like you went to give him a set of headphones, maybe a headset. He was looking for something else, though. You were laughing. Were his new freak gummies in one of those little containers, or what was he hunting for over there?
Oh, well, he was coming. That was like probably his 4th trip to our broadcast table. And he's bored sometimes during timeouts and during the games. And And he loves Wesley Matthews, too. So, he and Wesley will chop it up a little bit. But people don't realize, when Brooke Lopez was on the team, they would have Rex the Dinosaur over there on the broadcast table and then the scorers table. And it was good luck. And you put, your rosin powder on that and everything. But, there's candy, there's gum over there. There always has been. It wasn't anything new. And so Giannis actually was coming over, and one of the things that he actually said during that game, it was Usman's first real playing time with the Bucks, and he was talking to Wesley and I about how impressed he was. He came over with his eyes real big, and he was like, Usman's the real deal, And,
nice.
And when it comes from someone like Giannis, you pay attention to that. So Usman definitely has Giannis's attention, but he had come over a couple times, and so it was just a matter during the broadcast. I knew our cameras were on him, so I was like, hey, just grab a headset, Giannis.
Yes, jump on with us.
And, Giannis being Giannis, you never know what he's going to do, right?
Exactly.
And so, 50% of me thought he might take the headset and just sit there and broadcast with us, which would have been phenomenal. And maybe he will. We don't always have a setup where we're right there on the court anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's now half and half with the league. Most people are up, half is up in the concourse level, which is where we're at Fiserv Forum, and then the other half is still in Orlando. Just happened to be one of those places that we're down there on the court, which we love because then we get interactions like that during the broadcast.
So fun.
Well, hopefully they can keep this going. The 4-game homestand wraps up Friday night against the Knicks. The Bucks just one game back of the number 10 position. That would get them into the tournament as a play-in team. A lot of work to do here. 25 games to go, but the Bucks certainly playing their best basketball of the season right now and doing it without their best player. Lisa, always great insight. We appreciate checking in today. Enjoy your day off. Get to the dentist, run some errands, and we'll check in again soon.
I love it. I love this time off because, I hate doing errands, but I love the fact that we're home doing errands.
Yes.
So.
Good point.
You get both. Pleasure to visit with you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yep,
Appreciate
you bet.
it.
We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Lisa.
All right. Thank you.
Yep, you bet. Bucks and Knicks tomorrow night here on WTMJ. Coming up next, we celebrate an everyday hero.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Jessica Tighe here for Steinhoffels. During Steinhoffels Make It Your Own event, creating furniture that fits your style is easy. Choose your fabric, select your finish, and add the details that make it yours. Right now at Steinhoffels, you'll save at least 10% off store-wide. Then you can take an extra 5% off special order and in-stock items, $999 or more. And if you need design help, you can get up to $200 off Steinhoffels Decorating Solutions packages. Shop in store or online at steinhoffels.com.
3 generations ago, it was about doing one thing and doing it right.
Hardwood, tile, carpet, floors that had to last because our name, Adair, was on them. Over time, homeowners asked us to do more. Kitchens, bathrooms, full remodels. And so our name changed to Adair Floors and Remodeling.
But flooring has always been the foundation, literally.
And it's something the next generation already understands.
Hi, I'm Ava. Hi, I'm Quinn. My dad does floors.
From hardwood and luxury vinyl plank to tile and carpet, we handle selection, layout, and professional installation.
And because we also remodel homes, we know how flooring works with everything else. Transitions, finishes, and long-term durability.
When you hire Adair, you're getting experience you can stand on and people who will be here for decades to come.
Call my dad. Bye-bye.
Adair Floors and Remodeling. Built on flooring, trusted for remodels. 3 generations, 1 standard. Call us at 414-761-3660 for your free flooring estimate.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life, rejuvenate.
So it's all too common of a story. And it's common enough that we account for a certain percentage of our new patients to make their first appointment and get cold feet. They put it off. I'm not sure why, because our physicians are offering legitimate medical pain relief treatment. The combination of hyaluronic acid and Toradol cushions joints and has an extremely powerful effect in reducing inflammation. So much so that a vast majority of Rejuvenex patients report a significant improvement with their pain. I guess it's human nature. But sometimes human nature keeps us in our comfort zone, even when it means remaining living in pain. So after you make your appointment to alleviate your pain, and that little voice tries to convince you to put it off, don't, because your pain problems can be solved, and you can live a better life.
Rejuvenix. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Call today, and there's a good chance we could be seeing you tomorrow.
We know that the people of Milwaukee are hard workers, that they're tough. But even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
41 degrees your high today. Cloudy, sunny, a little bit of a mix. Overnight low in the 20s. Tomorrow's high 58 degrees. Sunny, windy, mild. Should be a nice Friday and close out to the work week. Back into the 30s Saturday and Sunday. Could see some snow on Saturday. We'll get details with Brian Nisnansky coming up at about 1:35. It's 37 and partly sunny in Milwaukee at 12:53. Time once again to celebrate an everyday hero, a story told by WTMJ's Eric Bilstead.
An everyday hero is when Wisconsin's Morning News celebrates an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today we head to Santa Cruz, California. A group of surfers out in the surf, hitting the waves, when they notice a speedboat race by. It's a fishing boat, but it's a big one, and a family of 6 on board, parents and 4 kids, and it appears they're racing to get in front of a large wave.
I knew right away the wave was going to get him, and when it hit him, we all just kind of kicked in the action and just like, we got to find these guys,
Surfer Dale Verosco on KSBW Action 8 News. That boat capsized, carrying the 4 children and their parents. The children were wearing life vests, but the parents weren't, and all of them thrown into the water. Now listen to what Daryl says here.
It was chaos, because the kids had life jackets, so they're popping up, and then the parents were further inside, and the boat was capsized, fishing line everywhere, fishing bait, just full yard sale.
Are you hurt at all?
Okay. I looked over and I saw a boat in the water, and then I just look in a different direction. I see this kid floating in the water just yelling for help.
You can hear the audio from one of the surfers' GoPro cameras. They swam up, pulled the kids out of the water, helped with the parents.
Ian, grab onto my leash and we can tow you.
They were able to get everybody out of the water, saving everyone's lives, according to the Santa Cruz police chief.
It's not common or every day that people want to get involved, and so it's just huge that we have people out in the community that are willing to take that step and become involved in an emergency situation.
Yeah. And if you ask the surfers, hey, this is what they do. They're a community.
Surfing community is a pretty nice community. They always when someone's in trouble, we always come together to help that person.
Thank you, surfer bros, for saving a family. You are all everyday heroes. We've got video of the actual wave hitting the boat and of the surfers rescuing the family. Just text the word hero to the Econet Mortgage talk and text line 855-616-1620. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
The sounds of spring, and of course,
It is out of here!
Brewers baseball is back. Spring training baseball is here.
A grand slam over the batter's eye in center for Bryce Terang.
Join us for our next spring training broadcast as the Brewers take on the White Sox. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts Friday at 2. We are the flagship station.
WTMJ. Hey, it's Greg Matzek here for Siding Unlimited. Siding and a whole lot more. They are the go-to contractor to help beautify and protect your home's exterior with siding, roofing, windows, doors, you name it. Talk to them about expanding your living space to the outdoors or the patio, a deck. Can have a pergola out there, outdoor fire pit, whatever you're looking for. Outdoor kitchen, you can dream it, they can build it. It's Siding Unlimited. They've installed windows for us. They put a new roof on our old home in Milwaukee. That home was built in 1953. It kind of felt to me like the shingles were original. Yeah, I know they've probably been changed once or twice, but Siding Unlimited came to the rescue when we needed it most, and they did the project so incredibly well. The best installation teams with the best products. That's it. It's Siding Unlimited. Family owned. They've got the awards to prove what I've been telling you for over a decade. Check them out and connect with the folks at Siding Unlimited by visiting their showroom or sidingunlimited.com.
Borrow, don't buy. Did you know that your public library system has a variety of things you can borrow? Besides books, check out board games, cake pans, ukuleles, museum passes, video games, even electrical testing kits. Whether it's mastering a new skill, trying a new hobby, or learning a new language, your library loves to share resources with you. Access thousands of on-demand video courses with your library card. Courses can be accessed anytime, anywhere. Find out what your Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Jefferson County libraries have to offer. Learn more at getyourlibrarycard.org.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Planet Fitness has everything you need anytime the motivation hits, so you can give everything you've got. With most clubs open 24 hours, you've got access to our best-in-class equipment to tackle early morning reps, late-night miles, and every workout in between. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends February 27th. You ready? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you, who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Education changes everything. It opens doors, shapes futures, and builds the foundation for our children's success. At City Forward Collective, we're working to transform our city's schools and ensure every Milwaukee child receives the high-quality education they deserve. We've taken real steps forward, but our work is far from done. This giving season, we're asking you to join us. Together, we can secure a stronger future for our children and a stronger future for Milwaukee. To support our mission, visit cityforwardcollective.org/donate. That's cityforwardcollective.org/donate.
Transform your home today. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 1 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Thursday, February 26th. Your top story, Vice President Vance visits Plover.
I'm Jessica Tighe. A brief pause in Hillary Clinton's deposition.
Partly to mostly cloudy, high of 41 today. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 31. Into the mid to upper 50s on Friday. It's 36 degrees and mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 101. From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, it's Decision Wisconsin. Republicans and Democrats getting their message out ahead of the midterm elections. Vice President J.D. Vance stumping in Plover today, just south of Stevens Point.
Wisconsin is a state with a proud tradition of building great American products with Wisconsin hands, and that's what we're here to celebrate today in this great facility.
That area is represented by Republican Congressman Derek Van Orden. Democrats have said they believe this is one of the districts they can flip in the November election.
Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul testified for hours in Madison about his department's use of special prosecutors.
Republicans in the state Senate formed the special committee to investigate the Wisconsin DOJ's use of legal fellows affiliated with New York University to handle environmental cases. GOP members, like State Senator Mary Felskowski, claim those attorneys helped influence DOJ decisions.
Wisconsin's Department of Justice should answer to the people of the state, not to outside interests.
Attorney General Josh Call says his office did not violate any constitutional laws.
It's clear that the work that these fellows did was work in the best interests of the people of the state of Wisconsin.
The committee is expected to meet again in April. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's deposition by the House Oversight Committee into Jeffrey Epstein paused briefly after Republican Representative Lauren Boebert sent a photo of Clinton in the closed-door hearing to a conservative influencer. News Nation's Jessica Cartolia.
There was a brief hiatus. The deposition went on hold. Someone released a photo from inside of the hearing. It was a right-wing YouTuber who posted the photo. He said that it came from Congresswoman Lauren Boebert from Colorado. She then said that he did nothing wrong by posting the photo. But again, everything is supposed to be cleared before it leaves the room.
Secretary Clinton previously called for the deposition to be public, calling it the ultimate in transparency. Former President Bill Clinton is scheduled to testify on Friday.
The U.S. is trying to gather more information about 4 people who died after Cuban authorities say they engaged in a terroristic operation to attack the island nation. Cuban officials say the 4 were killed while on a speedboat. ABC's Luis Martinez has the latest.
What we are finding out is through a local police report in the Florida Keys that the individual who actually owned that vessel that these men were aboard, that he was interviewed, he reported a theft, that his boat had been stolen at some point, and the reason that he went and found out that his boat was stolen because he started receiving media calls from the press inquiring about the registration number that had been reported yesterday by the Cuban authorities.
Cuban soldiers confronted a speedboat carrying 10 people as the boat approached the island and opened fire on the troops, who fired back, according to the Cuban government. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says it was not a U.S. government operation.
A person is in custody after a robbery leads to shots fired on Milwaukee's east side. Milwaukee police responding just after 9 o'clock this morning near Villa Terrace. The 25-year-old suspect allegedly held several people at gunpoint, then entered a home and fired shots. No one was hit by the gunfire. The suspect was arrested nearby. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is trying to fight back here, still down about 25 points at 49,456. A rough day for the tech-heavy NASDAQ, down about 350 points at 22,810, and the S&P off about 50 at 6894. For sound financial advice from a fee-only fiduciary, it's Annex Wealth Management. Go to annexwealth.com and click on the Get Started button today.
Wait, why is Terrain leaving? Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:05.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee and Waukesha. Griffin. The buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life.
At Access Legal, we stand up for people worn down by work.
Workers' comp is our sole focus, and our team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation.
Search AXIS Legal today.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Brewers take on the Rangers this afternoon. They'll get started in about an hour. Our next broadcast scheduled for Friday at 2 o'clock. Brewers second baseman Bryce Terang, a grand slam in Wednesday's win over the Giants.
I've been coming into spring training basically ready to go, except for like the live at-bats, which you get here. So once you get them every day and you start getting used to it again, and I've been feeling good. Seeing the ball well, just been working hard in the cage to get the swing right. And
Terang will leave Brewers camp in a few days to join Team USA for the World Baseball Classic. He'll be there till about mid-March. On-field testing underway at the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis. That's where you'll find Packers General Manager Brian Gutekunst. The NFL free agent period and league year get underway March 11th.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. I do have some good news for you. 94 westbound around the ballpark was just a mess when we came to you last time. The good news is the incident, whether it was just somebody getting pulled over or an emergency responder was out there helping a driver, that has since cleared. That was on 94 westbound after American Family Field. What we still have, however, is a disabled vehicle right before you get to the ballpark. So that's on 94 West, right before you get to the ballpark. And because of that, we are seeing some slowdowns. It's a little bit worse than it typically is this time of the day due to construction. So heads up there. Also, 4145 South at Watertown Plank Road East, another busy spot. The left lane is blocked because crews are out there doing some repairs. I do see the truck out there. Don't actually see workers doing any of the repairs right now, but a truck is out there, and the left lane remains blocked. That's 4145 South at Watertown Plank Road East.
Partly to mostly cloudy today, high 41. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 31. Friday, mostly sunny, breezy and mild, a high of 58 degrees. We cool off here on the weekend and into the work week. Saturday's high just 32. Might see a little bit of accumulation of snow. Mostly cloudy and cold on Sunday, high 26. Monday's high 32 under partly sunny skies. It's 36 degrees and partly cloudy in Milwaukee at 109.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
Well, no Brewers game today. Back again tomorrow. I was amazed. That game was a marathon yesterday. A spring training game, the 13-12. Just like a football score. Kind of a marathon game. But nonetheless, we'll get back to Brewers spring training coverage on Friday afternoon. So a 2 o'clock start. We got you till 3 o'clock this afternoon.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, flags are flying at half-staff in Milwaukee County today in honor of the late Reverend Jesse Jackson. A series of memorial services started across the country today. Jackson is lying in repose for the next 2 days at the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters in Chicago. Former members of the Soulsters performed as well-wishers came by to pay their respects and say goodbye to the Reverend.
Oh, my, 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 my. Oh. I was born as a ribbon.
More memorials will take place in Washington, D.C. and South Carolina, where he was born. Jackson died last week at the age of 84. Flags will fly at half-staff here in Milwaukee County through Saturday.
Number 2, the latest company to get in on the AI craze is Burger King.
Burger King is launching what it's calling a coaching tool in the form of a new AI assistant built into the employees' headsets. The chatbot, called Patty, relies on technology from OpenAI and is designed to instruct employees on how to cook certain menu items or clean items in the kitchen. Patty is also designed to track how many times employees say things like please and thank you to customers. Managers can then ask Patty how their location is doing on friendliness. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Well, so there you go. Patty will live in your headset to provide meal prepping instructions and track data across the company, like the please and thank yous. I don't spend a lot of time in the drive-thru, but you like to have a nice friendly encounter versus what I think is not new anymore at drive-thrus, but you get sort of the recorded something at the start, and you're not sure if it's real on the other end or what did I just hear, and then you get the voice that is kind of muffled and take your order.
Wait, what was that?
I'm sorry. Can I
have a minute, please?
Trying to move forward. What? I don't know. Which window, the first or second, and then you're backing up and moving forward. There's nobody there. I don't know where to go.
So that's Patty with a Y then, not an I.
Correct.
Because it's Patty like the burger patty. I see what they're doing. Okay.
Wait, are normal patties with an I? Like people named Patty?
Oh, yeah, a lot of patties are. Especially some who are Patricia.
Yeah, I can see that.
Patty with an I.
I would do Patty with a Y.
Not this Patty, though. This is definitely a Patty with a Y.
Why does a fast food company need an AI chatbot? That is a good question. Designed to help employees in a variety of different facets. Reminders. How many strips of bacon should go on that burger? How to clean certain equipment. I don't know. Wash it. And evaluating the friendliness of employee interactions with customers.
How many strips of bacon do go on that burger?
Not enough, I can tell you that.
A new study finds eye injuries from pickleball are on the rise.
Ophthalmology resident Daniel Hennick at Yale School of Medicine points to recent paddle advances that have the ball traveling a lot faster.
It's taking all this energy as the ball comes in. It's sort of bending with the ball and then sending that out with even more energy.
Fewer than 20% of professional pickleball players and 50% of amateurs use protective eyewear.
Once more people start to wear this, sort of like this domino effect, and more people around them start to see that and they think, maybe this is something that I can and should be doing.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
The last thing I was thinking about muscles or messing up your knees or pulling something. Was not thinking about pickleball and the dangers to your eye in this case. I mean, obviously, if you get hit with the ball, boom, that's not a good idea.
I've played pickleball a handful of times. Occasionally, I play with someone who's got like the rec specs on, right? Okay. Some sort of eye material or eye sort of coverage. And it's protective, and in some cases, I think it's even prescription. So I totally get that. But these paddles, they're making them hotter and hotter. In other words, the ball just comes off it faster and faster. I played a lot of softball in my 20s and 30s and a little bit into my 40s. And the bat technology, it got to be where you'd play with somebody who was pitching in softball, and they were dressed in full catcher's gear. Because the ball coming off that bat, which is made with the latest and greatest technologies and fibers and durability, I mean, it's a missile coming off that softball bat. So
that could hurt.
You got to be cautious with this kind of stuff. But yeah, not a surprise to me. 1:14 on WTMJ. We've been telling you about the merger between West Allis and Wauwatosa and their fire departments. Well, what is the timeline and who came up with the name? Tosa Mayor Dennis McBride joins us with some details after this.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
WTMJ is throwing strikes for a cause. We want you to join our team with your team. You're invited. Bowling for Babies, Saturday, March 7th, Village Bowl, Menominee Falls. That's where you got to be. We'll raise money for the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. Still a chance for you to be a part of this day. A couple open foursomes available. You want to get in on this. Hit the lanes with us. Registration is $170 per team, and all the proceeds, all of it, benefit Milwaukee Diaper Mission. If you want in, want more information, want to register your team, text the word BABY to the WTMJ talk and text line. That's 855-616-1620. You can sign up. Bowling for Babies. Should be a great time. March 7th at Village Bowl in Menominee Falls, raising money for the Milwaukee Diaper Mission.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered. Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
And it appears the High Court has struck down the president's unilateral issuing of tariffs.
Eric Billstad.
The Assembly did pass a bipartisan bill to legalize online sports betting in the state.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
Bound 94, right about at Moreland, we've got an accident off on the left shoulder, so watch out for that.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
Your European experts at Fox World Travel are ramping up and busy as ever. When you want to see more of Europe, Princess Cruises delivers. With Princess Cruises and Fox World Travel, explore iconic Mediterranean ports by day, then relax in classic comfort by night. From immersive shore excursions to destination-inspired dining, every moment is designed to feel effortless. Ready to set sail on your Mediterranean adventure? Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com to book your European getaway.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
A little warmer today than it was yesterday. Maybe not quite as much sun, though are some peaks in certain parts of our listening area. We're up to 38 right now. 41 is our listed high. Cooling off tonight into the 20s. Tomorrow, beautiful day. Windy, mild, and warmer with a high of 58 degrees. Though we don't last in the 50 world very long. Down to 36 for a high on Saturday. Chance for some minor accumulation of snow. Sunday's high in the upper 20s. Back into the 30s for Monday, the start of our work week. It is 38 and partly sunny in Milwaukee at 119.
Authorities are investigating a stowaway attempt, and for the suspect, get this. This is the even crazier part. It is not the first time. ABC's Mike Dubusky.
United Airlines now says it's investigating an incident this week where Svetlana Dali got on a flight from Newark, New Jersey to Milan, Italy without a boarding pass. She's currently in custody in Italy. Dali was previously convicted in Brooklyn federal court of being a stowaway on a Delta Airlines flight out of New York's JFK Airport to Paris back in 2024.
She got on the flight. That is the disturbing part for me.
I don't get it.
One of the disturbing parts.
I don't know how this happens. I have no idea. Look, we've all boarded flights, and you more than most. Me, recently. I don't see any way you could just sort of board a flight without any level of documentation or the scanner or the boop or whatever you're doing to get on the plane.
Right. And sometimes even when you have a legit boarding pass, there's a fluky little thing and it'll go burm, burm, and they've got to, rescan it, and it still doesn't work. So that's crazy. Currently in custody in Italy. You think she was hoping the Olympics were still going on?
Well, it's a nice trip to take for sure. We see this from time to time, though. It does pop up on occasion. I'm always amazed. My reaction is always very much the same. How in the world does this happen? And does it require or does it cause anybody to lose their job? You know what I mean? Like you hear stories about somebody moving through TSA and getting something through TSA that they should not, definitely should not. And getting on a plane is a different animal.
But here's the other thing. This was her second stowaway attempt, so it feels like at this point...
That's a thing.
That's worth a ban. Seems like that's worth a ban. This is dangerous.
121 on WTMJ. Wisconsin's Midday News podcast is built by Side Get Limited. Sign up and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You can find us. It's Wisconsin's Midday News. Gina does a great job populating the page every day. The content is fresh. Take us with you wherever you go.
Hey, the Lenten season is here. Experience the fabulous all-you-care-to-eat Friday fish fry at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. WTMJ's John Mercure here, one of the best. All other dinners are buy one, get one free every night. even Saturdays. Savor your favorite steak, the twin lobster tails, the mixed grill of a filet, shrimp, and scallops, honey glazed salmon, any entree, ribs, you got it. All buy one, get one free. Desserts also buy one, get one free. Only at the famous Fox and Hounds. Unwind tonight with an old-fashioned. Choose from 20 bourbons, 100 wines. Enjoy in one of the 8 elegant dining rooms with 7 real wood-burning fireplaces. You're going to feel warm and welcomed and cozy. Take your family to the Fox and Hounds this week. Half of your dinners are free. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the Holy Hill Shrine, serving dinner from 4 p.m. today. Dine early. Tables are open, serving Saturday lunch from 11 till 2. Google, call, and reserve your Friday haddock, Lenten fish fry, and free dinner. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the President's Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big bucks on top brands like Bradenton Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradenton Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian design recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want, and in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In-stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases. And it's free. Stop in today and save now during the President's Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
A big pizza chain is closing hundreds of stores. CBS's Stacey Lynn with the details.
Around 300 Papa John's will shut down by 2027. Most of them, about 200, will close this year. The company's cutting about 7% of its corporate staff as well and simplifying the menu to boost profits amid what they call tough competition. But it's not the only pizza chain to make cuts. Earlier this month, Pizza Hut announced that it was closing about 250 locations. Domino's, on the other hand, just reported a 3.7% increase in sales for the fourth quarter. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Okay, we have a bunch of Papa John's around us here, but they have not listed which stores in particular they're going to be closing.
This is a really interesting story, and I find it interesting about Domino's as well, because there was a period of time where Domino's it was awful. I mean, like completely awful, and they heard about it, and they knew it. And that became part of their advertising.
Yes.
Look, we know
Smart
we've been
advertising,
bad. We
yeah.
know we have been
You
terrible.
paid attention.
And here's what we're doing about it. And they've done a number of things that I guess have helped made the process of delivering that pizza or picking it up easier, number one. But they've also made the process of making the pizza taste better. And there's a zillion Domino's locations across the country. So I thought that was a very interesting and clever advertising program to admit your faults, admit your mistakes, say, look, we heard you. We are trying to get better. I thought it was genius, but it takes a little bit to learn if it's really going to work. And I guess in this case, with Domino's, that they have seen a slight uptick, while Pizza Hut, it's kind of a dying franchise anyway, have started to fall apart. But Papa John's has been a player here for over 2 decades. And it felt like their stores, while not as plentiful as Domino's, were certainly in every place you knew there was a Domino's. So, but interesting times. I always love local pizza, whatever it is, right? I understand how these places exist, but I'm always a local fan if possible.
Well, love local pizza. We have so many good ones. San Giorgio downtown. Oh, yum. Love that. That's just one. Zaffiro's on the east side is great.
Just ate there over the weekend, as a matter of fact.
That's right. You did on
Fantastic.
Saturday. And the kids were like, why are we driving a half hour to get pizza,
Dad, we have to drive 28 minutes to get pizza?
Because it's Zaffiro's. That's why, kids.
That was the answer.
Here's the other thing, though, too. Do you remember during the pandemic, it was kind of like baking your own bread? All of a sudden, people started making their own pizza. I know we did, and we really have not gone back. We make our own pizzas so many times. I don't make my own crust. I get a crust from the grocery store, and then I put some olive oil on it. I'll do some fresh herbs, some cracked pepper, and some garlic and salt. So I jazz it up, but then do all the toppings. And those pizzas are healthier, and I found that families have really enjoyed creating their own pizzas. Mm-hmm. So I think that part of that is also playing into not going to these spots and buying their pizza.
We do have an uni at home, like one of these.
You've told me about those. You say they're
pizza
awesome.
ovens. Yeah, they crank up to like 800 degrees, and they got a nice stone. And there's a certain dough that you buy in a kit, and you get the dough made ahead of time. It's very fluffy and airy, Neapolitan style. Less is more when it comes to toppings, but that's a fun thing for the kids to do as well. So we enjoy doing that. Of course, Palermo's is always in our freezer. We need to make a Palermo's pizza. If you'd like Jessica's recipe for her pizza, by the way.
Get out of here. I don't really have a recipe for this one.
Yeah, but people will still ask. They'll still wonder what your recipe is.
And Greg will say, I'll be typing it out for you momentarily.
Yeah, she will do that. Egg roll in a bowl is still the all-time leader when it comes to people asking for Jessica's recipes. 127 here on WTMJ. We've got news coming up in just a few minutes. Interesting lack of developments in the Nancy Guthrie case. We'll go through some of the details and confusion with ABC crime and terrorism expert Brad Garrett coming up at about 2:30, and our weekly wellness check with Dr. Ben Weston coming up in about 15 minutes or so.
Hey, John Mercure here for Mend Studios. You deserve to feel better. You deserve to feel healthy. You deserve to feel great about yourself. Mend Studios has a long-term wellness as the goal. That's how they're going to do it. That's how they're going to take care of you. I know and trust the therapists at Mend Studio. They customize every single treatment, and they've got multiple locations. They're in Mequon and Brookfield, both convenient, both easy to get to. Start at the website, mendstudio.com. I never feel better than I do after a session at Mend. Mendstudio.com.
Hey, thanks, John. Hey, speaking of pizza, there are some great deals you can take advantage of right now on the Screamin' Sicilian, or really any style pizza you're looking for here from Palermo's. They're all delicious, but specifically now through the 3rd of March, you can cash in on savings with Palermo's Rising Crust at Festival Foods. Just $4.99. $4.99 for a Rising Crust pizza made by Palermo. Sign me up. Now through March the 3rd. Delicious pizza. You're going to enjoy it. Made by Palermo, so you know it's great. Great tasting. There's a slice for every appetite. The best frozen pizza made is made in Milwaukee. It's Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
You've seen us around town, volunteering, supporting events, and showing up where it matters. At Waterstone Bank, we're more than a bank. We're your neighbor. The money you deposit stays local, helping small businesses, creating jobs, and supporting home ownership. It's banking from the community for the community. Visit your local branch or WSBOnline.com to see how we're building a stronger southeastern Wisconsin, one neighbor at a time. Waterstone Bank, member FDIC.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets, something that can positively affect your mood, getting organized and clearing out the clutter. A well-rounded closet could be the most powerful room in your home. Inspired Closets can transform your closets or laundry room, your pantry, any space in your house. What separates Inspired Closets from the others? Their 3D design software and a culture that promises to build what you want and need. Call my friends Katie and Dan today, a wife-husband team ready to help. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Vitrano.
And it appears the High Court has struck down the president's unilateral issuing of tariffs.
Eric Billstad.
The Assembly did pass a bipartisan bill to legalize online sports betting in the state.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
Bound 94, right about at Moreland, we've got an accident off on the left shoulder, so watch out for that.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com.
It's 1:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Thursday, February 26th. Your top story, lawmaker charged with disorderly conduct.
I'm Jessica Tighe. Wisconsin is suing the Trump administration.
Partly to mostly cloudy today, high 41. Cloudy tonight and a low of 31. A warm up in store for Friday. Windy, sunny, and mild temperatures up to 58 degrees. It won't last long. Could see some snow on Saturday with temperatures in the mid-30s. Upper 20s, your high on Sunday.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. North of New York City, the behind-closed-door deposition of Hillary Clinton has resumed. That after a pause earlier today. Clinton answering questions in the House Oversight Committee's investigation of Jeffrey Epstein. Former President Bill Clinton will be deposed tomorrow. ABC's Perry Russum says the deposition was paused briefly after a photo went public.
The deposition was stopped. It was paused after it appears a picture was leaked from inside the room. We do know that there is a picture circulating circulating online. It appears to show Hillary Clinton sitting at a square table alongside her lawyers and the lawmakers as well. So any picture being released from inside the room, that is against committee rules.
Nuclear talks resuming today in Geneva between the U.S. and Iran, trying to finalize a deal as the U.S. builds up military forces in the Middle East. House Democratic leaders say they'll force a vote next week on a bipartisan Iran war powers resolution. On Wall Street, stocks are down this hour. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:31. A Wisconsin State Representative, Sylvia Ortiz Velez, charged with disorderly conduct after an alleged confrontation with another member of the Assembly.
Prosecutors say Ortiz Velez was upset that another unnamed legislator did not include her in the drafting of a resolution honoring Latino veterans. According to Capitol Police, Ortiz Velez then threatened to contact the press and tell them the other legislator was engaging in, quote, inappropriate personal actions. Prosecutors say this was outside the bounds of free speech and political rhetoric. In September, Ortiz Velez allegedly made a comment about shooting 3 members of the Assembly she's had personal disagreements with. John Merkier, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin is one of 15 states suing the Trump administration over its rollback of vaccine recommendations for kids.
The lawsuit argues that the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is putting children's lives at risk by ending recommendations that all children get vaccinated against the flu, RSV, hepatitis, and other diseases. It says the updates to the vaccine schedule were made illegally because CDC leadership bypassed the Vaccine Advisory Committee, and there were no changes to science to prompt it. The lawsuit also says that Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. violated procedure when he fired and replaced the entire committee. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin healthcare workforce is growing, but not fast enough to meet rising demands.
Even with an increase in hiring since the pandemic, an annual report from the Wisconsin Hospital Association warns of future shortages due to a shrinking labor pool. According to the report, healthcare demands are expected to increase by 10% over the next decade as the state's population continues to age. The Hospital Association is calling for stronger laws on prior authorization practices, better educational pathways, and more access to at-home care and telehealth services. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee Fire and Police Departments are battling to save lives.
It's the MPD versus MFD Battle of the Badges blood drive with an opportunity to donate and save lives across Milwaukee. Officials say the goal is simple: boost the local blood supply while bringing the community together. Vice President and Chief Quality Officer for Versity, Jessica Driard, tells WTMJ.
We've done Battles of the Badges. We love some friendly competition between any groups that are willing to come together and help us out. We love seeing our community step up. We've done several different blood donation competitions here, not only in the city, though this is the first one between Milwaukee Police and Fire.
Versity has a goal of impacting 120 lives during the blood donation drive. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
And a suspect is in custody for a deadly battery in West Milwaukee. 66-year-old Cheryl Jenkins died from a head injury near 44th and Mitchell Tuesday morning. Medical examiner says a family member hit her multiple times with a bat. Police have a 38-year-old man from West Milwaukee in custody.
The Milwaukee Bucks are on a roll. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:34.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Car Edge. The stress of car buying is finally a thing of the past. Car Edge negotiates with local dealerships for you, keeping your personal info private. With an average of 20-plus years of dealership experience, Car Edge experts know every trick in the book, saving you time and money. No sales calls, no wasted hours playing games at a dealership, just the best deal on the car you want. WTMJ fans get 20% off. Call 414-667-7413 or visit caredge.com/WTMJ for a free no-obligation consultation today.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life. At Access Legal, we stand up for people worn down by work. Workers' comp is our sole focus, and our team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation. Search AXIS Legal today.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports desk. The Bucks' 4-game homestand continues Friday night against the Knicks. Doc Rivers' Bucks surging while Giannis continues to rehab a calf strain.
8 out of 10 is phenomenal with this group. With no Giannis, you take that all day.
Bucks are 1 game out of playoff position in the Eastern Conference playoff race with 25 games to play. Brewers continue Cactus League play this afternoon against the Rangers. Garrett Mitchell taking the day off after making his Cactus League debut on Wednesday.
It was more just getting out there and getting comfortable again, and I felt great. So I believe I'm playing on Friday again. So I think it's back to 5 innings and normal place.
Mitchell continues to work his way back from shoulder surgery, and on-field testing begins today at the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. I have some good developments when it comes to 94 westbound. The good news is the one incident we had has since cleared. The other good news is the disabled vehicle that was on 94 westbound before the ballpark, that's gone. It's out of here. And the incident, whether it was some type of crash, didn't look like that. Maybe just somebody pulled over, somebody in need of help. That was right after the ballpark on 94 westbound. So both of those are gone. Great news there. However, the construction is not gone. It's been there for a while, and it's going to be there for a while. And because of that, we do have delays. Also want to let you know about 4145 South at Watertown Plank Road East. The left lane is blocked due to repairs. There was 1 truck out there earlier, and now I see the buddies are there. There are 3 trucks out there. You've got crews out there making some repairs to the interstate. So heads up there, that is causing traffic to slow down. That's 4145 at Watertown Plank Road.
All right, so I spent a disproportionate amount of time on Brian Desnansky's X feed.
Oh, geez. What now? What did you dig up?
I like it. We're friends.
He's getting nervous
right?
as he's listening.
We're buddies, right? We have a good time together. So I like watching his X feed, and this is always doing something kind of fun. When the weather is nice, he's shoveling that snow, spreading it out. He's getting a nice tight mow on the lawn. But it's serious, Niz, when he starts posting about snow accumulation, right? I like fun Niz. I like Niz out in the yard doing stuff with the kids and the family and having a good time.
Well, sometimes you need serious Niz.
No, and then you get this graphic about future snowfall. I don't want that Niz here in February, but here we are, Brian.
You just want all fun.
Yes, I do.
You don't want any business.
Tell them that's not life, Brian. Life is not all fun.
Exactly. There are some people, Greg, who follow me for my wonderful weather knowledge and insight, and not just the fun.
It is all encompassing. It's just like snow accumulation, late February. I'm trying to get beyond this, and it's just like it's pulling me back to the depths of winter.
Yeah, I hear you. And I would say you're with the majority now. As we get closer and closer to March, even some people who really enjoy winter are ready to move on. Now, I know we're not speaking for everybody, but there's still some who would love winter in May. But I'm not one of them. I'm ready to move on as well. I think you're referencing Saturday snowfall. Does not look to be a major storm, but it could be enough that makes things slippery and enough that maybe we're doing a little shoveling.
Ooh, a little shoveling. And you're right. And by May, I want to see the flowers popping up. I don't want to see frost in the flowers. But this is still February. We're getting close to March here. So keep the shovels out. In the meantime, before we get to that, what's on tap for the next couple of hours here as we head into the weekend?
Yeah, so this afternoon's great. We got sunshine. We'll have some cloud cover at times, working its way back in, but overall a nice afternoon. Temperatures approaching 40 degrees this afternoon. It feels great outside. This is pretty on par, by the way. The average high is 38, 39 for today. Now, tonight into tomorrow is when the warm front really kicks into gear, and We eventually tomorrow are going to be well into the 50s, if not making a run at 60 degrees tomorrow afternoon, if we get enough sunshine. Also, another factor, anytime this time of year through pretty much May, you have to be aware of what the lake can do to a forecast and throw a wrench in any sort of warm-up. However, I think tomorrow's southwesterly flow at the lower levels, upper levels, will be strong enough to offset a lake breeze, and even lake shore communities should be enjoying a mild day.
All right, so kind of a quick warm-up, and then we fall back to, I guess, now below normal, right? So you said 38, 39 is more our high, so now we're dipping back below normal after this brief warm-up.
If by Sunday, I mean, I would say even Saturday. We'll see. It's going to be a struggle to get to 30 degrees. And then Sunday for sure. My high on Sunday is like 28. But the bigger story this weekend will be the snow chances. I think Saturday is a likely chance that we get. It's a narrow band, and it's not terribly heavy. It's kind of a clipper type thing that moves in here Saturday. As of right now, I'm thinking most of us in that 1 to 2 inch range on Saturday. Should be a lighter variety snow too. Now, Sunday, there's another system that's been showing up on the models for well over a week now. It started to really trend south a couple days ago. The European model now tries to bring it a little bit closer to us, but as of right now, I'm going to keep the snow chance out of the forecast for Sunday. Just know that there is a system that will be developing not too far away, that if there is any changes in the recent forecast, that would be it. But right now, it looks like a miss for us on Sunday.
Hey, Niz, are you guys popping bottles over there at TMJ4 celebrating the ratings for the Olympics? Milwaukee, the number one market in the entire country for viewership.
We are excited about that. I mean, obviously, from a business standpoint, any more eyeballs on our channel in general is good for the news operations as well. It gives us an opportunity to showcase some things to some folks that maybe don't turn to us for our local news. But yeah, I mean, it's a tip of the cap. Obviously, I think starting from NBC corporate putting together a really good Olympics plan. Plus, the games were just fantastic this year. Like, I mean, as far as like the women's and men's hockey teams winning championships and making a big run like that has nothing to do with us. That has to do with them providing content that people were really glued to. So that's super cool. But yeah, for us as a financial footprint, it's obviously good news for us here. And to compare our market to the rest of the country, there's a couple things. I think our promotions did a really good job to get eyeballs on television, but also we just love our winter sports, right? Here in Milwaukee, it's things that we can relate to, whereas other parts of the country, maybe not so much. But overall, it was a smash hit for Winter Olympics this year.
Yeah, and rooting for the hometown people.
Yeah,
that was great.
No doubt. Good stuff, Niz. We will check it again tomorrow. Looking forward to that warm-up.
Yep, you bet, guys. We'll see you.
You bet. 1:43 on WTMJ Weekly Wellness Check with Dr. Ben Weston after this.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake, and what she was expressing to me sounded like she kind of was bullied into signing with him. Is it typical? Not always, but it will never happen when you hire a Century 21 Benefit Realty agent. I want our agents to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'd want to work with me. Not because they're good at saying what you want to hear or offer the lowest commission, but because of trust. Because if you're not feeling that from your agent, that's a problem. And I don't want that. At 1.9% on the listing side of your sale with our commission capped at $19,000, Century 21 Benefit Realty leads with a very fair and transparent commission structure with maximum marketing that can get your home sold fast and for the best price. And saving money matters, but working with someone who will tell you exactly what you need to know up front, that creates trust. And that matters too. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
At Advent, we help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine by getting your nose and throat working with our unique Advent approach that you won't find elsewhere.
Frank Daniels, our Madison goldsmith, has an idea.
Bring him in.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Monica.
It's great to see you, Frank. What's your idea?
It's a new company policy.
Let's hear it.
You know the world-famous Kessler's warranty?
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple. Even if you lose a diamond, including the center stone, we'll replace it. All maintenance is free forever. Yes, it really is that miraculous.
Every time I hear that warranty, it blows my mind.
I propose we have a jewelry cleaning policy that's as amazing as that warranty.
What would it say?
Bring us your jewelry and we'll professionally clean it. While you wait, for free. You can come in as often as you want, and we don't care where you bought your jewelry. The only thing that matters is that you want it to look amazing again. We want that too.
I vote yes.
I vote yes. I vote yes. The motion carries.
Congratulations, Frank. Your idea is now company policy.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Numbers closely, that burden isn't really shared equally. Black adults are more likely to develop heart disease and die from it compared to the broader U.S. population. In fact, among adults 20 and older, roughly 60% of Black adults are living with some form of cardiovascular disease, like coronary heart disease or heart failure, compared to 49% of the broader population. So certainly some disparities going on there.
Dr. Weston, can you dive into why these health disparities exist?
Yeah, I mean, research is pretty consistent. It shows that health disparities are connected to factors called social drivers of health, or you may have heard it called social determinants of health. So broadly, social drivers of health are non-medical factors, things like affordable, safe, reliable housing and neighborhoods, education, job opportunities, access to healthy foods, healthcare access. These things impact not just health, but also broader quality of life. And these are factors that affect you starting at birth. They continue throughout your life as you age. So an example, living further from a grocery store makes it harder to eat healthy foods. Living further from a doctor's office makes preventative health care more challenging. These are small examples, but they contribute to a much broader fabric of social drivers of health.
So what can be done to help close those gaps and shrink that disparity?
Yeah, I mean, certainly conversations like these are helpful about who's highest risk and what can people do to lower their risk. It can help us all make progress against heart disease. So on an individual level, things like tracking your health metrics, your blood pressure, your weight. Are you maintaining a healthy weight? Are you having a healthy diet and exercising? We also want to stay focused on addressing upstream drivers of health. So in Milwaukee County, for example, there's so many programs working on targeting those drivers, things like housing and healthcare access, and also being connected with health resources. In Milwaukee County, it's easy. You can visit healthymke.com. You can get additional resources by calling 211. But closing these gaps requires more than just individual choices and individual awareness. It's about this work that is going on to address those upstream factors to give everyone the same chance to be as healthy as possible.
We're talking with Dr. Ben Weston for a weekly wellness check. Dr. Weston, fans were saddened to learn the beloved Grey's Anatomy star Eric Dane passed away last week after battling ALS. He announced his diagnosis in April 2025 and spent the final months of his life raising awareness about this devastating disease. What exactly is ALS?
Yeah, it's a sad case. So ALS stands for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS for short. It's also called Lou Gehrig's disease sometimes, named after the famous baseball player who was diagnosed with it back in the 1930s. It's a progressive disease that affects the nervous system, meaning the nerve cells in the brain and the spinal cord that control our muscle movement. Now, over time, as these nerve cells break down and die, the muscles gradually weaken. They kind of get twitchy, and eventually they just stop working. Now, what's so devastating is it progresses often pretty quickly, and there is no cure, so it's considered a fatal disease.
So this is a sad story. You mentioned Lou Gehrig in the 30s, and amazing to me, here we are, 100 years later, and there's really still no cure. What does this look like if you're living with ALS? What are the first signs and symptoms? What do you need to be aware of?
Yeah, it often starts gradually. So we're talking muscle weakness in the hands and the feet and the arms and the legs. It eventually comes kind of more centrally to other parts of the body. But as it progresses, symptoms include trouble walking and doing your daily sort of activities, blurred speech as your facial muscles aren't working as well, trouble swallowing, and then in many people, thinking or behavioral changes as well. There's actually no pain associated with ALS, but with all the deterioration, it's a devastating disease for patients as well as families.
Do we know what causes ALS and what treatments are available?
Yeah, there's a lot we still don't know about ALS. And to Greg's point, even nearly 100 years later, after it was named after Lou Gehrig, there's things we still don't know. We do know that about 10% of cases are inherited. The risk does increase as you age. The risk seems to rise up until about age 75 and then not as much. Researchers have studied different environmental risk factors, whether it's smoking or toxins, but the science hasn't really been definitive there yet. And currently, there are no cures for this fatal disease. There's a few medications that can kind of slow the disease progression in some patients, but really it's about supportive care, breathing care, physical therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, really mostly just to improve quality of life and maybe in some cases to extend survival.
Dr. Weston, we're still in the first quarter of the year, and hopefully those fitness goals are still on track. What is the importance of varying your workouts? We talked so much about cardiovascular health. Well, what about weight-bearing exercises and strengthening and toning those muscles?
Yeah, so weight-bearing exercise, it's simply any activity where your body is working against gravity. Now, usually we think about it as actually lifting weights. It doesn't have to be. It can also be Pilates. It can be body weight exercises, push-ups, squats, things like that. It also does include some aerobic exercises, jogging, running, basketball, elliptical, things where you're standing up, you're pushing against gravity. Those are technically weight-bearing exercises as well, and you can get a lot of the same benefits. If you're on your feet, you're working against gravity, chances are you're doing some form of weight-bearing activity.
Okay, question for you, Dr. Weston and Greg. Dr. Weston, how many push-ups can you do these days?
Well, I haven't checked my push-ups, but I would say straight through, boy, let's say I hope I could do maybe 50. I don't know.
Okay, see, I would have pegged you for a guy who knew how many push-ups you could do. Greg, I bet you know.
Straight through, I think I could do 50. I usually try and do like 4 to 5 sets of 15 with a minute break a few times a week.
Okay. So, Dr. Weston, why are weight-bearing exercises so important for long-term health?
Yeah, I mean, it plays a huge role in preventing problems later in life. So first, it maintains your bone density. It's by forming new bone cells. Our bones respond to this impact and muscle pull by making more cells, and that's how our body adapts and gets stronger. And that's important because our bone density actually declines after about age 30. And this is especially important for women because of the increased risk of osteoporosis. But beyond just bone health, weight-bearing exercise also builds and preserves muscle mass. It improves our balance, our flexibility, supports our heart health, and it even boosts cognitive performance.
Dr. Weston, I have to let you know, Greg just moved away from the microphone. I knew exactly what he was going to do because I know him well. I knew he was going to get down.
You doing push-ups
and
now?
He is doing push-ups right now. When I started to talk to you for this this next spot right here, he was on 10. He's now up to 30. I think he's going to hit 50.
30? Okay. Let's see if we get to 50. I'll have to do it after I get off here.
Oh, my goodness. He just yelled out 40. So what if you don't have a gym membership? How can someone start integrating weight-bearing exercises at home? One example, Greg doing the push-ups right now. Oh, he's done.
I was going to say, what perfect timing here. What Greg is doing shows you. Did I hear 50?
50. He got
50.
it.
I had more room in the tank here. I had a little more room in the tank, but I'm starting to sweat a little bit in the studio.
Could have hit 60, no problem. So like Greg just showed us, you don't need gym equipment. You can get started with simple body weight exercises, squats, lunges, push-ups. If you're not quite as fit as Greg, get your knees on the ground during the push-ups. You can just get a few more each and every day. But if you want to increase your intensity, Greg, you can add in weights. You can add in resistance bands. You can do a weighted vest for when you're walking around. Even small adjustments like walking at a little bit of a faster pace, if that's how you need to adjust, can add bone-building benefit. The short of it is, get out there, get active, and keep yourself as healthy as you can.
Hey, what if a child wants to sit on your back? That happens. They usually collapse right to the floor.
My kids love to sit on my back during push-ups. I'll tell you, it was more fun a few years ago than it is now.
Yeah, no kidding.
They've gotten a little bit heavier.
Dr. Weston, real quick question. We had a listener ask us a question, wanted to pass it along to you. When talking about the flu, and when health officials communicate how many people passed away each year from the flu, does that include the respiratory flu and the stomach flu?
Oh, that's a good question. So lots of people call the stomach flu. It's not really flu. That's a general term that we use. Oh, I got the stomach flu. I've been vomiting and whatnot. That's not really influenza. It's not counted in those sort of numbers. Those numbers are really looking at respiratory virus-related deaths or pneumonia-related deaths. So it's much more looking at respiratory illness than GI illness. Stomach flu is a different sort of category altogether. Most stomach flu cases are, if it really is just a viral sort of stomach thing, can usually be treated with supportive treatment, hydration, things like that. So really it's looking at respiratory cases of infection.
Well, I need to wash my hands. I don't know what's on the floor in here, but I'm going to get some water after that as well.
He's a little red.
Always good to check in with Dr. Ben Weston. It's our weekly wellness check. We thank you, Dr. Weston.
Thanks, Dr. Weston.
All right. Take care.
This Valentine's month, Milwaukee Weight Loss is sharing the love with $300 off during our Valentine's sale. Now through February 28th only. It's the perfect time to fall in love with the result-getting Milwaukee Weight Loss program. We know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no counting points or calories, no drugs, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects. Whether you want to look great for Valentine's Day, an upcoming event, or just for you, you can start losing those unwanted pounds right now. No more losing weight and gaining it back. This program helps you keep the weight off for good. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Show yourself with some love with $300 off, but hurry, this Valentine's sale ends February 28th. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. Call now for your free consultation at 262-449-1180. That's 262-449-1180, or visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Again, MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
From those with no experience to firearms enthusiasts, all are welcome at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. The staff is deeply committed to providing a welcoming and engaging environment for everyone at every level. Learn the right way to handle firearms, level up your skills, and experience replica firearms from different historical eras while learning about their role in protecting our freedoms throughout history. Visit veteran-owned and managed Mission 94 in Kenosha today. Check out the 5-star reviews. Just Google Mission 94.
The time to start that home project is now. Get all the information you need to renovate your home during the Spring Home Improvement Showcase. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Join us as we highlight the best partners for you to improve your home, including appliance gallery, comfort awnings, ridgetop exteriors, and outdoor living unlimited. Make your home the best it can be with the Spring Home Improvement Showcase on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Outdoor Living Unlimited has become Wisconsin's top TimberTech decking installer by building decks the right way and the safe way. Imagine a design for your backyard that includes an amazing new deck, railing, and stairs. Want to add other features? Outdoor Living Unlimited can do that too. Free estimates and ideas. Start the process by going to OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com today.
So if you're looking to install a new glass shower door, you're going to want to see selection. The more you see, the better choice you can make. And that's why our store is loaded with 20 different glass shower door options. And what sets Less's Glass apart is that you're going to have somebody close by for help who's been here for years and years to ask them questions and get reliable answers. Now, no one's going to be hounding you, but when you need an answer, you're not going to have to search around. One thing you can count on at Less's Glass is that there will always be a member of our staff here with decades of experience. And that matters, because how many times have you been at the big box home improvement store, walking around trying to find someone who can actually answer your questions? This is Stacy Sinks. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets, something that can positively affect your mood, getting organized and clearing out the clutter. A well-rounded closet could be the most powerful room in your home. Inspired Closets can transform your closets or laundry room, your pantry, any space in your house. What separates Inspired Closets from the others? Their 3D design software and a culture that promises to build what you want and need. Call my friends Katie and Dan today, a wife-husband team ready to help. Inspired Days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 2 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Thursday, February 26th. Your top story. Could the president declare a national emergency on elections?
I'm Jessica Tighe. A school staffer is on leave, accused of feeding something bizarre to a student.
Partly cloudy today, high 41, low of 31. Sunny, breezy, and mild on Friday with a high of 58. It's 37 degrees and partly cloudy in Milwaukee at 2:01. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, pro-Trump activists are urging the president to declare a national emergency that would give him more power over voting ahead of the midterms.
The Washington Post reports Trump supporters are circulating a draft of an executive order claiming China interfered with the 2020 election as the basis for the president to declare a national emergency. President Trump has repeatedly claimed without evidence that the 2020 election was stolen from him. The White House responded it is regularly in communication with a variety of outside advocates, but it also called the story speculation. CBS election law expert David Becker said the executive order would be clearly unconstitutional and divorced from legal and factual reality. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's deposition by the committee investigating Jeffrey Epstein continues after a brief pause. Republican Representative Lauren Boebert sent a photo of Clinton inside the closed-door hearing to a conservative influencer. That's a violation of the deposition rules. News Nation's Jessica Cartalia.
In her opening statements today, Hillary Clinton called Epstein a heinous individual, but also said he is far from alone. She said this institutional failure is designed to protect one political party and one public official rather than seek truth and justice. She also said that the committee should demand that Secretary Rubio and Attorney General Pam Bondi testify, saying that they're abandoning survivors and playing into the hands of traffickers.
Former President Bill Clinton will testify tomorrow. Committee Chairman Representative James Comer says he'll release video and transcripts of both depositions.
A state Senate Special Oversight Committee is looking into the Wisconsin Department of Justice and its use of special prosecutors. Hours of testimony from Attorney General Josh Kaul centered on the DOJ's use of legal fellows from New York University. Republicans claim those attorneys influenced the department's decisions on environmental cases. State Senator Mary Felskowski.
And this committee is going to review testimony, and we're going to look at what should we change statutorily, if we need to change anything.
Kaul says his office did nothing wrong, and the fellows allow the DOJ to prosecute more cases.
I think it is clear from what we have seen so far that that report is going to be partisan, slanted, and cannot be taken seriously.
The committee is scheduled to meet again in April.
A staffer at Madison East High School is accused of feeding dog food to a student. Now Madison police are investigating. Deborah Hawks tells our partners at WISC TV that her 15-year-old son is nonverbal and autistic. She says he was given a can of wet dog food instead of the regular school lunch.
When you give it to him, you give an autistic child a can that he could cut himself with a plastic fork and a can. You might as well gave him a metal fork if you're going to give him a metal can. How is that an accident?
That staffer is now on administrative leave. The Madison Metropolitan School District is launching its own investigation.
Students on Milwaukee's north side are enrolled in schools that are underperforming. That's according to a new report by City Forward Collective. Executive Director Collinston Morgan tells WTMJ.
Of those 55,000 students, as you said, just 18% are in schools that meet our high-quality benchmark. Even if you use the lower standard that DPI sets, we're still talking about a majority of those students that are in schools that are 1- and 2-star, below the state's official expectation.
The report found nearly half of the state's lowest performing schools are located on Milwaukee's north side. 17 of them are Milwaukee public schools. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow has rebounded. It's now up about 57 points at 49,540. NASDAQ still off about 270 points at 22,879. That's an improvement, however, over the last couple of hours. And the S&P down about 35 today at 6911. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 2:05.
Hey everybody, it's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Access Legal. I see firsthand how hard Wisconsin workers push themselves. From the construction crews on the roads I monitor every day to the countless jobs that strain the body over time. For many, that wear and tear turns into real pain. My friends at Access Legal understand what you're going through and they want to help. Their team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers and will fight for the benefits you're entitled to as well. Worn down by work? Contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation. That's AXIS Legal.
2026 Brewers tickets are on sale now. This year, it all kicks off at our house with opening day at home, followed up with a schedule that's absolutely loaded. Throw in the same flair for the dramatic thrills on any given night. Plus Brewers giveaways you won't forget. And you've got a season you're going to have to see to believe. Don't miss a second of Brewers action this year. The crew is back for more. All Brewers tickets for the 2026 season are on sale now at Brewers.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Start the new year right. Use your vision benefits and schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam. You can check out new frame styles and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Shopco Optical is committed to quality eye care and will create personalized vision solutions tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. New year, new you, new style. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
Parents can expect to use 2,500 to 3,000 diapers in a baby's first year. The Milwaukee Diaper Mission has distributed over 1.4 million diapers and other supplies for families just last year alone. This is WTMJ's Kristen Bry. Join me for WTMJ Cares Bowling for Babies, where we will raise funds for Milwaukee Diaper Mission. You can be part of it. Text BABY to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, to support our WTMJ Cares effort.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Brewers taking on the Rangers this afternoon, just about to get started in Arizona. Brewers second baseman Bryce Terang with a grand slam in Wednesday's 13-12 win over the Giants.
I've been coming into spring training basically ready to go, except for like the live at-bats, which you get here. So once you get them every day and you start getting used to it again, and I've been feeling good. Seeing the ball well, just been working hard in the cage to get the swing right. And
Terang will actually leave Brewers camp in a few days to join Team USA for the World Baseball Classic. On-field testing underway at the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis, and NFL free agency and the league year begin March 11th.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. I have great news to report. There is a little bit of slowing around American Family Field on 94 westbound due to the construction. But the incidents that we had earlier, including one incident where a car was pulled over or needed help, and a disabled vehicle, those are out of here. So the delays, it's not much, and it's actually pretty much right as you get to the curve around the ballpark. It is not bad right now considering the construction. Other than that, just a few disabled vehicles that are not causing problems.
41-year high today, partly cloudy skies, overnight low in the low 30s. Tomorrow's high, 58 degrees, sunny, mild, and warm. We cool off quite a bit, and snow is expected on Saturday. You might have to bring out the shovel on Saturday, high of 36 degrees. Sunday's high right around freezing. 39 and mostly sunny in Milwaukee at 209.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
2 o'clock hour on Wisconsin's Midday News. We'll take you till 3 o'clock today. Sun's starting to shine here in Milwaukee. Enjoy the next couple of days, and then bring out the shovel, perhaps, on Saturday. So the wild weekend weather is upon us here before too long, and then we get into March. Believe it or not, we are at the end of February. We're liking that.
Here's your top 2 at 2 on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, the Vice President of the United States with a 45-minute message in Wisconsin. Here's how it started.
It's so great to be back in Wisconsin. Am I saying it right? Wisconsin. All right. I got a thumbs up from a couple of these congressmen, so I must be doing it okay.
J.D. Vance visited Point Precision Manufacturing Facility in Plover. Point Precision makes highly specialized parts. Their components are used in products like aircraft engines, medical devices, and power systems.
And I've been learning a little bit about this facility just because I knew I was going to come here today. 165 great Wisconsin employees making great American products at a good wage. This is a place that rewards dignified work, and this is a place that makes America and the whole community richer, so you guys should be proud of yourselves.
VP Vance spoke to the workers at Point Precision, touting the Trump administration's accomplishments. The visit comes less than 48 hours after the president's State of the Union address. Plover is a suburb of Stevens Point. It's Republican Derek Van Orden's district. And this is a district that Democrats are hoping to win back this election season. They held it for 26 years before Van Orden won. That's crazy. It's a long time. They want it back. Bottom line, you have Wisconsin, which is a battleground state, and the 3rd Congressional District is fiercely contested territory right now, so it is no surprise the VP is here before the midterm elections. He is done now, wrapped up his speech right around when our show was starting here on Midday. The White House is trying to protect the Republicans' slim majority in the House of Representatives, so you can expect more visits to come.
Yeah, very popular district right now. They're all eyes on that. Mortgage rates falling below a key level for the first time in several years. CBS News business reporter Jason Brooks.
Freddie Mac reports that the 30-year fixed mortgage rate dropped 3 basis points to 5.98%, the first time below 6% since the summer of 2022. That's a key level for prospective home buyers who've been holding off due to affordability concerns, as home price growth has largely leveled out across the U.S., with mortgage rates down about 1 full percentage point compared to a year ago. The housing market needs the help, as pending sales in January declined from the previous month.
Yeah, January is always kind of a tricky month here, but we even noted here in the state of Wisconsin, or Metro Milwaukee more specific, you had a little bit of increase in home sales January of 26 compared to January of 25. And part of the issue here is the housing prices are up about 10% in Milwaukee, Metro Milwaukee area. 15-year mortgage rates, really popular with refinancing, actually have surged from the previous week to about 5.44%, they're saying. So kind of moving in the right direction overall, but we'll see what it means here in 26. We're still in Q1.
Greg loves his family first. Second, those housing numbers.
Oh, gosh, do I ever. I do. I love it. I pay attention very closely.
I'm not joking around.
It's 2:12 on WTMJ. We were trying to get Dennis McBride, the mayor of Wauwatosa, on the line with us in our previous hour. We have now connected with him. He's going to join us coming up in just a few minutes. The timeline here and who's developing the logo, the real important stuff here. Metro Milwaukee Fire Rescue is going to be a thing. Tosa and West Dallas Fire Departments merging. We'll go through the details and what's next after this.
This message reaches 1 million people or more every week. Spreading the gospel is more than one voice speaking to 1 million. It is and must continue to be 1 million voices, each speaking to one, pointing them to our friend Jesus.
The Lutheran Hour with Dr. Michael Ziegler.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Hey, grab the dial and crank it up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee, spinning its winning hits collection. Through the end of March, you could win over a share of $1 million in prizes. 3 Ford vehicles are up for grabs. Grand finale drawings on March 27th. It's only at Potawatomi. Must be a rewards member to play and 21 years or older. More info is available online. If you're just looking for a place to hang out and grab a great bite to eat, you could do it fine dining at Potawatomi. Or if you want to go the food truck route, they've got that too. Sushi, 24/7 coffee shop. It really is a wonderful place to hang out and grab a great meal. Maybe head over to the sports book, eat and watch the game or games on that 2,000 square foot video wall. Whatever it is, you can have it happen for you at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, and they offer early memory loss classes to help you. They specialize in this area. It's kindness at the core, locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. It's compassion, it's empathy. It's Wisconsin-based and family-owned, always welcoming people to come tour and welcome their new residents. I've seen their places. They're top-notch. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
41 degrees, your high today. More clouds than sun, though it is a pretty sunny day right now in downtown Milwaukee. It's been cloudy primarily for the day and the afternoon. Overnight low right around 30. Tomorrow's high 58 degrees, mostly sunny, mild, and breezy. Then the snow returns on Saturday. Might have to bring out the shovel with a high of a 36, 32 the high on Sunday. 39 and mostly sunny in Milwaukee at 2:15. Well, the Wauwatosa Common Council voted 12-2 to approve the joint fire department with the city of West Allis. A number of steps to take before the Metro Fire Department Rescue is launched. So the Milwaukee Metro Fire Rescue. That's going to be the name of it. They got a lot of work to do to get this up and running. Full operations expected to begin in Q1 of 2027. So between now and then, what needs to take place? Wanted to welcome in Wauwatosa Mayor Dennis McBride to Wisconsin's Midday News. Hi, Mayor.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. So I wanted to get your overall thoughts on the merger and why you think this is a good thing, really for both communities, but specifically the one you help represent in Wauwatosa.
It is equally important for both communities, and it starts with the notion that the legislature is starving municipalities and school districts of the money we need to provide the services that all of our residents have come to rely on over the years. Nothing is more important than police and fire protection. So under state law, however, we can set up a joint fire district with more favorable financial ramifications, and that allows us to improve the service, the already excellent service that both departments have been providing.
Mayor, there's a study that says this could save about $7 million over 5 years. It's a lot of money. Where do those savings actually come from? Is it staffing? Is it equipment, administration?
All of the above. So we start with having one fire chief rather than two. Currently, both departments need reserve equipment. They have very expensive pump trucks and ladder trucks in reserve. We need to do that in case we have a breakdown in something. To buy a new pump truck costs about $1 million these days, and a ladder truck costs about $2 million, believe it or not. So we can sell off some of the reserve equipment. It reduces maintenance costs, which are extraordinary. And there will be efficiencies in scheduling and in a number of other directions. So we anticipate that the savings will be substantial. And in addition to that, the state has an innovation grant fund which has not been tapped, and we are going to be at the top of the line. This is what the innovation fund was intended to do, which was to push communities into collaborations, which would save money and provide more efficient service for residents.
Wauwatosa Mayor Dennis McBride joining us here on Wisconsin's Midday News. So the vote comes through 12-2, which indicates a wide-ranging support, but also maybe a couple who are skeptical that this is the best thing for both sides. To your knowledge, Mayor McBride, what were those two no votes pertaining to?
I'm trying to be nice. At least one of the guys is very well intentioned, but he's one of those guys who just wants to talk and talk and talk, and he's never quite comfortable with a decision. If we were going to do this thing, we needed to do it now. And we've talked about it for a year. We've gone over it at the Common Council. We've had public input. We've looked over everything. It's time to get going with it. The other guy, I don't know, he votes against everything. So, not a surprise. We have a council that, like all councils, there's always somebody who has a legitimate or illegitimate concern about something. So, actually, the vote probably would have been 14-2, but we were missing two alders. So it's an overwhelming level of support from the Common Council. Also, very little pushback from the community. I anticipated more pushback, but we got very little. Once people understood that we were going to not only maintain service, but probably improve it, and the financial situation is better, the community got behind this almost 100%.
This merger between Wauwatosa and West Allis to form the Milwaukee Metro Fire Rescue, it doesn't happen tomorrow. There are many steps to be taken yet. What are some of those very critical next steps?
You're right. We hope to have a fully merged operation as of January 1st, 2027. The first step we're going to have to take is the Board of Governors or the Board of Directors, whatever we're going to call this, which consists of the two mayors, the two city administrators, and then one Common Council member from each community. We will meet for the first time on March 11th, and we will begin getting to know each other and working even more closely together. We're going to have to establish a preliminary budget just to get us through. We're going to have to talk about things like branding. In other words, what is it going to look like on the side of the truck, besides saying Milwaukee Metro Fire Rescue? What are the patches on the uniforms going to look like? What are the uniforms going to be like? Every department has a different uniform. We have to, there's going to be a new union unit. We're going to have to negotiate a contract. That's going to be probably the biggest lift. We're going to have to decide where the the new fire chief will actually be located. And, of course, we're going to create a new fire commission, a joint fire commission with 3 representatives from each community. And that fire commission is going to have to hire a new chief. So we're going to have to put out a nationwide request for applications, and we'll have to sort through that. Those are just a few of the many, many things that we've been talking about having to do. Those are all big issues, but, departments have merged before, not only in Wisconsin but elsewhere, and so it's not impossible. I will note that this could be the largest governmental merger of any kind in Wisconsin history. It's certainly going to be among them. Our combined resident population in the 2 communities is over 110,000 people. If we were one community, that would make us maybe the 3rd largest community in the state, certainly the 4th largest.
Milwaukee Metro Fire Rescue could also be eligible for an annual payment, a little over $4 million a year over 5 years. This, I believe, is from the federal level. It's a grant afforded to situations kind of like this. That's important paperwork to fill out, though, Mayor McBride. So who leads the charge on handling that to make sure that all the money that is deserved of this newly formed fire department comes in?
That is the State Innovation Grant Fund that I was talking about. This was set up a couple of biennia ago, and nobody's ever been able to tap it because they've never been able to meet the criteria. This merger is, again, preeminently what the Innovation Grant Program was set up to do. Once we get that money, we're pretty, well, let me just tell you, first of all, we've got the application ready. We've been talking regularly with the State Department of Revenue to make sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. The deadline for submission is March 31st. We will easily meet that deadline, and we hope that by June we will receive the grants. Once we get them, it'll allow us to make sure that we keep the cost down for constituents, but also make sure that we have even a better fire department than the 2 terrific fire departments we already have. So we're excited about this. We really are. And in I've already been a mayor for 6 years. I've got a couple more years left. I think this is one of the most, maybe the most important thing that I will work on as mayor in my tenure.
Well, those are big words, without a doubt. Mayor, I'm curious, when 2 cities merge a critical service like fire and EMS, who's ultimately in charge if something goes wrong?
It'll be the board of directors. It'll be the 2 common councils. The common councils will still have oversight to some extent. We will make budget requests. We will establish a budget, and the common councils will have some oversight over that. They'll have other kinds of oversight. If something goes wrong, at the first blush, it'll be this board of directors with the 2 mayors and the 2 city administrators and the 2 older people. We can't anticipate everything. We know that it's not going to be easy at every step, but it never is easy providing all the services that we do. I will say, we've already been working together with West Dallas for many years on fire services and EMS services. There are shared service agreements all across Milwaukee County. If the City of Milwaukee Fire Department needs our help, we send a truck. If we need their help, they send a truck. West Dallas, Brookfield, we've already been doing this. And there are some differences in how police departments function from community to community. There's very little difference between what West Dallas does and Wauwatosa does. What I've told people and other people have told me is if I have my heart attack or my house is on fire, I don't care what the name is on the side of the truck that shows up.
Yeah.
So, you fight a fire in West Dallas the same way you do in Wauwatosa. You pick up, the ambulance shows up and saves a person's life the same way. And they all go to the hospitals in Wauwatosa anyway.
Full operations expected to begin in January of 2027. A lot of work to do between now and then, but it's full steam ahead for Milwaukee Metro Fire Rescue. Tulsa Mayor Dennis McBride joining us here on Wisconsin's Midday News. Thank you, Mayor. Really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Mayor.
I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure.
2:25 here on WTMJ. Call it 2:26. We've got news coming up in just a few.
Augustin Hadalick returns to the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra March 6th and 7th as soloist in Mendelssohn's soulful and fiery violin concerto. Don't miss this opportunity to hear one of the most celebrated artists of our time as he teams up with music director Ken David Mazur for an unforgettable concert experience filled with gorgeous melodies. Call the box office now to reserve your best seats at 414-291-7605 or online at mso.org. These concerts will also feature the mighty and romantic Symphony No. 3 by Johannes Brahms, as well as a self-described companion work to the Brahms Third by Detlev Glanert. It's a program of audience favorites that is sure to feature some of the most inspired music making you've ever heard. Don't miss Hadalick and Brahms at the MSO March 6th and 7th only. Visit MSO.org for tickets and more information or call 414-291-7605.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert with my son David, president of Accunet. David, we're pre-approving a lot of home shoppers this time of year. Why should someone choose Accunet for their pre-approval?
Dad, getting pre-approved with just any lender is like showing up to a first date in sweatpants. Sure, you're there, but are you really ready to impress? Our rock-solid pre-approval is like showing up in your best outfit with reservations already made. We also have an excellent reputation among real estate agents, so having Accunet's name on your pre-approval can make the difference.
What else?
In addition to clearly stating we verified your credit, income, and down payment, we'll also run the specific home you're looking to buy through our underwriting software to see if we can approve your loan without an appraisal, which sellers and their agents absolutely love. Bottom line, we do everything possible to help you win.
Thanks, David. Don't settle for anything less. Get started with your rock-solid pre-approval by clicking on the blue button today at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Mend Studios. You deserve to feel better. You deserve to feel healthy. You deserve to feel great about yourself. Mend Studios has a long-term wellness as the goal. That's how they're going to do it. That's how they're going to take care of you. I know and trust the therapists at Mend Studio. They customize every single treatment, and they've got multiple locations. They're in Mequon and Brookfield, both convenient, both easy to get to. Start at the website, mendstudio.com. I never feel better than I do after a session at Mend. Mendstudio.com.
$1 doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee and Waukesha. Griffin. The buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Your European experts at Fox World Travel are ramping up and busy as ever. When you want to see more of Europe, Princess Cruises delivers. With Princess Cruises and Fox World Travel, explore iconic Mediterranean ports by day, then relax in classic comfort by night. From immersive shore excursions to destination-inspired dining, every moment is designed to feel effortless. Ready to set sail on your Mediterranean adventure? Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com to book your European getaway.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Capital Heating and Cooling and Abby Home. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. At 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
It's 2:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Thursday, February 26th. Your top story, a drug bust in St. Francis.
I'm Jessica Tighe. How effective is salt brine on the roads?
Mainly clear tonight at a low of 32. Friday, mostly sunny, windy and mild, a high of 58 degrees. Could see some snow on Saturday. Might even need the shovel, according to NIS. 36 the high on Saturday, 32 degrees the high on Sunday.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The deposition of Hillary Clinton has resumed after a brief pause due to a leaked photo in the House Oversight Committee's closed-door session. Former President Bill Clinton will be deposed tomorrow in the House's probe into Jeffrey Epstein. ABC's Rachel Scott is in Chappaqua, New York.
A photo from Congresswoman Lauren Boebert was shared to a conservative influencer who then posted that photo on social media. Again, this advisor said that this was a violation of the chamber and the House rules that was laid out in the beginning of the deposition. And so the deposition moved off the record, and so that lawmakers and Clinton could discuss the rules and everything going forward before resuming, and then Democrats picking up eventually with the questioning inside.
In Geneva, Switzerland, talks on a nuclear deal resumed between the U.S. and Iran today, the U.S. pushing for a diplomatic solution, at the same time ramping up military forces in the Middle East. Iran's foreign minister signaling that progress was made. On Wall Street, stocks are mixed. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:31. A traffic stop leads to a drug bust in St. Francis. It happened early Wednesday as officers found nearly a pound of marijuana, digital scales, and baggies during a vehicle search. Police say the passenger admitted to being a drug dealer. He was taken into custody. A second passenger also arrested for an outstanding warrant.
Decision, Wisconsin. Vice President J.D. Vance making a stop in the Badger State to tout the president's agenda ahead of the midterm elections. Vance speaking at a manufacturing facility in Plover, just south of Stevens Point, pushing affordability.
I happen to believe that we do not want our young people to be permanent renters in the society that was built by their parents and grandparents. We are going to fight for our young families to own a home, and that's exactly what we've been doing for the past year.
The vice president also discussed health care and farm prices. While President Trump won Wisconsin in the 2024 election, he did not win Portage County.
Bond is set at $2 million for the man accused of murdering his girlfriend in Wisconsin and then leaving her body in Michigan. 29-year-old Robert Chilcote faces one felony charge of first-degree intentional homicide in the death of his girlfriend, 24-year-old Gabriela Cartagena. Prosecutors allege that Cartagena went missing on February 4th after her mom received a phone call where she heard her daughter saying, "Please don't shoot me." Chilcote was arrested the following day in Minnesota. Cartagena's remains were found a week later in Menominee County, Michigan.
New research confirms salt brine can effectively clear Wisconsin roads during winter weather. Sauk County Highway Commissioner Pat Kavinsky says the goal is to release or reduce the impact on the environment.
Brine assists with that in multiple ways. First off, the direct brine application really reduces the actual quantity of salt that goes down. But then when we do need to use granular salt, we use a pre-wet where it's the granular salt sprayed with the salt brine, and that helps the salt stay on the roadway. It doesn't bounce or skip as far.
The DOT says all 72 counties use some amount of salt brine to help reduce the amount of rock salt.
And a new concert venue is open in the Deer District. Say hello to Landmark Credit Union Live.
The 4,500-person capacity venue features an exclusive lounge called the Vinyl Room, chef-curated menus, custom art, and both standing and seated options for concert goers.
I think it's impressive. I think it's, I like the space of it. I think the space is well thought out.
Attendee Jeff from Milwaukee tells WTMJ,
I sure hope it draws more bands here. I hope this one puts us on the map.
The venue will host its first touring group, alternative rock band Rainbow Kitten Surprise, this Friday, February 27th. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Live music, gotta love it. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:34.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vetrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Get ready for a big savings haul. Fleet Farm's having another bucket sale. Just pick up a 5-gallon bucket for $3.99 anytime this Monday through Sunday and save 15% on any qualifying items that fit inside. Need paint supplies? New power tools. If you can fit them, you can get them for 15% off. So make your bucket list and head into Fleet Farm's bucket sale, February 23rd through March 1st. And check out all the deals in our weekly ad at fleetfarm.com. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
So many emails coming in, this trip will sell out. Vince Vitrano here, Vinny's European Vacation. Would love to have you join us in October, traveling to southern Italy and Sicily with WTMJ and Colette Vacations. Our tour begins in Palermo, Sicily, happens to be where my dad's family is from. He's coming on the trip as well. Agrigento, Sorrento, Amalfi Coast, Positano, Pompeii, and we end in Rome. Nothing you need to do except sign up and show up, as my team at Colette has thought of and taken care of everything. I'll send you a brochure with a breakdown of each day on the trip, all the sites, sign-up information, and even your all-in cost and options. Email me, vince@WTMJ.com. That's vince@WTMJ.com. We've got a special get-together here at the station coming up as well. You can meet me, talk with all the folks at Colette. That's coming up on March 24th.
Let me show you the world. Come away with me.
Vince@WTMJ.com, Southern Italy and Sicily this fall.
Experience the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club's Friday All You Care to Eat Lenten Fish Fry, one of the best. It's delicious. The magnificent Sunday brunch is All You Care to Eat. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat for free. Google, call, reserve today. The Fox and Hounds.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. The Bucks' 4-game homestand continues Friday night against the Knicks. Doc Rivers, Bucks surging at the right time while Giannis continues to rehab a calf strain.
8 out of 10 is phenomenal with this group. With no Giannis, you take that all day.
Bucks are 1 game out of playoff position in the Eastern Conference playoff race with 25 games to play. Brewers continue Cactus League play this afternoon on the field right now against the Rangers. Garrett Mitchell taking the day off after making his Cactus League debut on Wednesday.
It was more just getting out there and getting comfortable again, and I felt great. So I believe I'm playing on Friday again. I think it's back to 5 innings and normal place.
Mitchell continues to work his way back from shoulder surgery. And on-field testing is underway right now at the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis. The league year and free agent period begin March 11th.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. It is slow going on 94 westbound around the ballpark due to the construction. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. Just a few disabled vehicles out on the system. Most of them not causing any issues. I do want to let you know about this one, though, solely because it's a big old semi that is off to the side. I-94 West, just a little bit beyond Highway 100. The right shoulder is blocked due to a broken down semi.
From TMJ4, I'm Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky with your 5-day storm team forecast. This evening, mainly clear skies, low temperature tonight, around 32 degrees. Now for Friday, get ready for some warmth. Mostly sunny skies and windy, high temperature near 60 degrees, southwest winds gusting up to around 30 miles per hour. Now Saturday, we cool down, along with some light snow likely, 1 to 2 inches of snow possible, and a high temperature of 30 degrees. Sunday, mostly cloudy, chilly, 28. Monday, partly cloudy and a high temperature of 34 degrees. Send us your weather photos to tmj4.com/share. I'm Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky.
40 degrees and the sun is starting to pop here in Milwaukee at 2:38. Well, the search for Nancy Guthrie is in its 4th week, nearing 1 month since she went missing from her Arizona home. Law enforcement remains locked in an exhaustive effort, vetting through thousands of tips received so far. Nothing but dead ends. The family now pledging a $1 million reward for information leading to the finding of Nancy Guthrie. We welcome at ABC's crime and terrorism expert, Brad Garrett. I think we spoke last, Brad, in week 1 of this investigation into this missing persons case. Here we are nearly a month later. Are you surprised, shocked, not fazed at all that the nobody's been able to find Nancy Guthrie?
Well, I can't say that I'm totally surprised just because I've worked cases like this before. You're faced with the reality of what evidence you have and information, of course. Like, let's say that they found DNA that they were able to link to somebody, like in the first few days of this case, that would have taken them to somebody's doorstep, or they were able to pull down a cell phone that was in operation around the time that she was abducted, or a person was picked up on a camera at a neighbor's house, or somebody called in and say, that's my neighbor, that's my uncle, I go to church with that guy, whatever it might be. So you have all of these possibilities. There's a lot more, obviously. I'm just throwing out a few that haven't taken them anywhere. And so it isn't because they haven't tried 24/7 and are continuing to actively work this case. It's just that you're at the mercy if you use all of your investigative tools and can't come up with who this guy is, then what is left? I mean, obviously what is left is the community, are people who may know who the person is in the doorbell camera. And that's, I think, pretty much where they are at this point. Maybe they do have some good leads they're trying to develop into something super real, but, it remains to be seen as to where they are at this point.
Brad, you've told us in the past this does not fit the profile of a typical kidnapping or ransom suspect. Are we thinking at this point that this is more of a personal or revenge-driven case? As the days go on, I keep thinking about Savannah Guthrie and her being in the public eye and being a journalist and what could be with that. I know you've also looked into some of her other family members.
Sure. I mean, one of the places you always look in these cases is you have to investigate the family. Is this driven because of, a family member feels like they've been wronged, whatever it might be. It's pretty clear, at least what we know out here, that everybody in the family's been eliminated. And so if you go to the revenge personal side, if that is the driving force here, then the question is, who is this person that's standing at Nancy's front door? What is this connection? Is it to Nancy? Is it to Nancy's husband, who's been deceased since 1988? Some business deal that went wrong back then? I'm just
why might it be that?
No
Why do
idea.
you even think about Nancy's husband, Savannah's father?
Only because that's just to be thorough.
Gotcha.
You really have to go back and just you look at things that you normally might not look at because you haven't gotten anywhere. And so yes, is that maybe a long shot? It may be, but long shots sometimes work. And so you just keep, it's like grinding away every day and every night. And I will tell you, with this $1 million reward added, it's going to get you a lot more leads, of which a vast majority of them won't be worth anything, because that's just the nature of the beast. But all you need is one that works, and maybe they'll get that. Maybe they won't, at least for right now. I mean, this guy obviously has been successful in, despite the fact he spent an inordinate amount of time at Nancy's house, was able to get away and not be reported, and she's not been found. And what does that tell you? Well, it's hard to say. Let's say that he's not from Tucson, so there's not a community connection to him, that he lives someplace else, far, not far away or super far away or whatever it might be. And so until you get the tip that says that's a guy who lives next door to me, and you go there and actually is the guy in the video, then obviously you've got the right lead. But it strikes me that they haven't gotten that lead yet.
So how do you prioritize those leads, right? You've got this $1 million private reward, and there's all sorts of money attached to the finding of Nancy Guthrie. How do you prioritize, of these thousands of leads, which to follow first, and what might be a high probability tip?
Well, because some leads will be obvious, that are saying, it is my neighbor, and this guy looks exactly like my neighbor. So you start doing a background on this guy's neighbor, what you can come up with pictures you can come up with. People have to understand that some of this stuff you can't do quickly. It may take you time to sort out some of these leads to do it thoroughly. So you have those type of leads. You have others that I think it might be so-and-so. It sounds like to me, in other words, they're kind of armchair crime sleuths. You get a lot of those that you can quickly eliminate. So it's all about prioritizing and then going through and thoroughly sort of vetting the lead, which I can tell you based on experience sometimes can take a while. Is this a real lead, or is it just not a real lead?
Brad, two questions for you here. One quick one. Do you think there's more than one person involved in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance? And the second one, today we learned investigators are turning the house back over to the family. At what point do you decide this is the right time? We need to pull some of our investigators off of this case because you can't have everyone on this case forever.
Well, I think the second question, they've already started doing that because there isn't a need. You have to have a lot of forensic technology, all these things that are necessary at the beginning of a case that then aren't needed anymore. And so you send all those people home. You keep a cadre of detectives and agents that are grinding away at the leads and maybe creating new leads based on information that comes in. So that's one. That's one aspect of this case. It won't clearly disappear from a law enforcement standpoint. It may disappear as far as what the public knows day in and day out because there's just nothing to report. The biggest challenge in so many of these cases is sort of keeping up the momentum. As they work through the leads that they have now, they need to keep the public sort of energized to keep sending them information. And that becomes, I can tell you, as cases get older, a challenge. And could this case go on for a period of time? It could. Hopefully that won't be the case, but it could.
So, Brad, as I pieced this all together myself, right, DNA not really turning up anything. There's really no digital footprint that has led investigators to the finding of Nancy Guthrie. I also am cognizant of the border. And I'm wondering if the potential for Nancy Guthrie to be in Mexico right now complicates matters. Did you ever have a case like that? My gut feeling says she's not even in the United States.
Well, if that's the case, clearly the guy could be in Mexico. It's only an hour's drive, apparently. And that he's in some remote part of Mexico where, nobody is picking up the phone and calling anybody else because that guy has always lived there. They may or may not have seen him move a person, either alive or not alive, into a residence, whatever it might be. So, yeah. The same would hold true if you took your scenario and even went to remote regions of even staying in the state of Arizona, but not connected to Tucson. You could have the same problem. You asked me earlier about could it be more than one person? The answer, of course, is yes. But the way this guy acts at the front door and spending 40 minutes in the house, I guess I'll be surprised if there's a second person. Where is that second person as he fiddles at the front door for an inordinate amount of time? But again, we just don't know, so we'll see.
A lot of dead ends as this case drags on, now into its fourth week. ABC's crime and terrorism expert Brad Garrett. Brad, always good to check in. Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
You're welcome. Take care.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds, flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water.
Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular.
The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature
will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman.
Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist,
the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
For 130 years, Horicon Bank has been opening its doors to the community. The community in Horicon, home of the first Horicon Bank, opened in 1896. Pretty amazing stuff. Horicon Bank, proud to stand behind their neighbors. They still are, with branches now open in New Berlin and in Wauwatosa and Menominee Falls. In fact, all this week at the New Berlin location, you can help Horicon Bank celebrate 130 years of doing banking differently and the right way. at their New Berlin location. On Cleveland Avenue, there are gift card giveaways, raffle prizes. Stop on in. Connect with the folks at Horicon Bank. They are wonderful people. If you've got a business that could use some getting off the ground, Horicon Bank can help you. Financing plans, great programs. Connect with Horicon Bank. Together, doing good. For 130 years in Wisconsin, it's Horicon Bank. Member FDIC.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake, and what she was expressing to me sounded like she kind of was bullied into signing with him. Is it typical? Not always, but it will never happen when you hire a Century 21 Benefit Realty agent. I want our agents to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'd want to work with me. Not because they're good at saying what you want to hear or offer the lowest commission, but because of trust. Because if you're not feeling that from your agent, that's a problem. And I don't want that. At 1.9% on the listing side of your sale with our commission capped at $19,000, Century 21 Benefit Realty leads with a very fair and transparent commission structure with maximum marketing that can get your home sold fast and for the best price. And saving money matters, but working with someone who'll tell you exactly what you need to know up front, that creates trust. And that matters too. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
"41 degrees our high today, and the sun is out right now in Milwaukee. Pretty nice day. We'll have an overnight low right around 30. We warm up to 59 degrees, could even touch 60 a little further west on Friday. Windy, mild, but sunny. Should be a really nice day. And then you might need the shovel on Saturday with the highs right around 36 degrees, 32 the high on Sunday. And yes, back to normal. Actually, that's below normal. Normal high right around this time of year is 38, 39 degrees. It's currently 40 and sunny in Milwaukee at 2:52. Greg and Jessica wrapping up Wisconsin's Midday News on WTMJ. Jessica, have you ever performed
no, every time he says this.
CPR on a seagull?
Oh, gosh, on a seagull?
On a seagull.
No, but I guess somebody has.
Well, it's not a save you hear about every day.
A seagull has undergone CPR on a soccer field in Turkey. The team captain ran in for the save during an amateur league final after the goalkeeper cleared a ball that hit the bird hard, sending it plunging to the turf. When he saw the goal was unresponsive, the captain, Gani Katan, administered chest compressions and revived the tiny flyer before scooping it up, cradling it to the touchline, and handing it off for veterinary care. The team lost out on the championship, but Katan says saving a life is a good thing, too. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Well, Deborah does a nice job outlining really quite all the details in this story. CPR, my first thought was, well, don't you have any bit of mouth-to-mouth resuscitation? How the heck do you do that on a seagull?
Yeah, there's a beak.
Yeah, right. It would be very complicated. But chest compressions on the little fuzzy flyer.
Oh, my gosh. I just did a quick little search, and a couple of pictures popped up. And you see him, ultimately cradling the seagull, kind of coddling it, doing little chest compressions. And then the legs,
unbelievable.
The pointy legs are just sticking straight up, help me.
Well, you just got blasted by a ball, right? Soccer ball took this thing out.
Poor thing. I feel bad.
Right? It hits the deck. I don't know that I would even think to do chest compressions on a bird of any kind. You can do CPR on a dog. You can resuscitate a dog. You sort of, plug their nose and use their nostrils. I wouldn't even think to do it on a bird of any kind.
What a warm heart, though, that he did.
Yes.
And this makes me think the next time, every once in a while, I know this is terrible, but it happens. I know some of you, it's happened to you. Your windows are clean, and the birds, all of a sudden, they're not used to those windows being so clean, and then they hit the window.
Yeah.
I've had that happen, and then they're caught in the patio. I mean, I never thought to go out there and give it a little Boop, boop, boop. Little CPR.
Yeah, we had a demented robin who flew into our patio door a couple of times a couple springs ago.
And the sound of it, too.
Yeah,
it's just like, oh, no. You know exactly what it is when it happens. A lot of times it's okay, though. They just get stunned. They're like laying there for a while.
Well, it makes me want to visit Turkey. Friendly people over there, and they'll help you out in a pinch. No doubt about that.
Saving the seagull.
2:55 on WTMJ, Wisconsin's Midday News Podcast, built by Siding Unlimited. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and take us with you. Program is always up there and loaded. It is fresh content every day, the Wisconsin's Midday News Podcast. Wisconsin's Afternoon News coming up in just a few minutes here on WTMJ. We're back again tomorrow before Brewers baseball.
MW